Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Manchester City podcast, where we discuss all things Manchester United and all things Manchester City. Veta will be here shortly, people. But as you can see from the title, this news broke a few hours ago from the man who actually said Gyokeres rejected Manchester United, is now saying Victor Gyokeres didn't actually reject Manchester United. So we will be discussing that. Will Manchester United sign him? Will Arsenal sign him? Will Arsenal just using Gyokeres as a smokescreen to push down the to push down the Sesko deal? Are United doing that with Ekatike, to push down the deal to sign Gyokeres? So it's all very a lot of drama. A lot of drama already surrounding Gyokeres, but that's typical of Manchester United and typical of the transfer window, if we're being really real. So, yeah, we'll be discussing that. And on the Manchester City side of things, they are in Club World Cup. Yeah, the Club World Cup. I don't know why I couldn't say that. The Club World Cup. Their campaign starts today or tomorrow, depending on the time zone that you are indeed in. They're facing Wydad AC. So when Veta's here, we'll be asking them on that. Their new signings will be playing as well. So you got the likes of Nori, you got the likes of Rangers, and of course Cherky as well. And we're getting Veta's thoughts on what Cherky said about wanting to kill Manchester United when he plays us, simply because, we dumped them out in heartbreaking fashion. And I get that. And Maguire dagger at the death after being up 3 goals. I get it. I fully understand. But you lot, make sure you keep all your comments or your questions Manchester United or Manchester City related. Big up to everyone that's locked in. As always, big up to everyone supporting Sarcasm City TV. Much appreciated. But whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back after the live, make sure you pay the tax when you enter the city. Run up the likes, people. Hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Make sure you share this out across all of the socials as well. That's Me Flawless at Sarcasm City TV. At Sarcasm City TV. At That's Me Flawless. Twitter and Instagram. Retweet and like on there. Share from the Instagram. All the social media apps you are active on, you can share this live stream too. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Hit that notification bell. Road to 16,000 subscribers. And please subscribe to the Clips channel as well, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips. Make sure you subscribe to the Clips channel as well, where you get a new clip every other day. Big up to Prime, holding it down on there each and every time, people. But let's see what you lot are saying in the chat as well. Big up to Sham, big up Sai, who's been kind enough to drop some of the transfer rumors in the chat as well. So I will start them. Shout out Bajan Pops, the OG in the cut as well. I see you every single time. Shout out, make sure you lot subscribe to Bajan Reds TV as well. I will start the better questions, but if you want to make sure we get to your question, super chat, people. And I will make sure we get to it as well, because this information here is news to me. I didn't know about Sancho. I know Nano. I know even Omar Barad been talking as well. But yeah, big up Bajan Pops as well. Tabrafu says, is United his priority? If not, what's the point? Well, we don't know. If one thing is that the reports have told us, shown us, is that we don't know. If he doesn't want Manchester United, then we keep it stepping. If he wants Manchester United, then United can go do a deal. That's where I'm at with it. Big up to Cornmeal as well. Big up Chinlu also. But yeah, I'll start with the Gyokeres news, since Bradford just mentioned it there in the chat. It just goes to show everyone who was talking about Manchester United have no pull. Manchester United can't go and get elite players. Manchester United can't go and get top players. All nonsense. And it's not based off just one deal. Because people like to run narratives and run jokes. And I get it. Rivals, you're supposed to over-exaggerate. But I never get lost with the banter of it being serious. Because if Cunha would have rejected us, or the conversation would have been, see, Manchester United can't go and get players. Cunha's rejected them, etc., etc. But then when we signed Cunha, silence. Same with Embremo. When Embremo rejected 3 Premier League clubs, people. 3 Premier League clubs. You all have Champions League. Everybody was quiet. Everybody shut up. Then Spurs, Thomas Frank went to Spurs and became their new manager. Then it was, they could take him off you. Then there was this imaginary bid, and people were like, maybe. And then reports came out saying he still prefers Manchester United. He's agreed a deal with Manchester United. It's just a fact of Manchester United have to deal with Brentford. Silence, though, on the good part. And Gyokeres, it was, you can't get top players, you can't get elite players. This is why, and Arsenal is an attractive proposition. I understand why he would prefer Arsenal to Manchester United, even if Manchester United were challenging for the Premier League and in the top four and a better side. Arsenal are still an attractive proposition. But like I said, Mbeumo rejected Arsenal to join Manchester United, even though he's not joined yet. And now the news came out about him not rejecting Manchester United, and now everyone's silent or flipped or acted like it's not happened. There was hella tweets. There was hella people in the chat. I know it's later now, but I know tomorrow when I do streams, the solo Q&A on Thursday, there's going to be nothing on Gyokeres, but it was all Manchester United in the dark. It's terrible for Manchester United. People just got to relax. Could Gyokeres still prefer Arsenal? Yes, he could. Could it be me and Rance was talking about this earlier? There's many factors in regards to it, but that's why I never worry. Manchester United are not looking for the final piece of the jigsaw. It's not like if we do miss out on Gyokeres, it's, oh my God, season over. No. One of the few benefits from being where in the situation Manchester United are is all about improvement, and we're picking from a much bigger pool of football players. I keep mentioning this. We're not looking for the top 1%, the top 5%. We're not. We are just looking to improve and get better. Because if you're trying to jump from third or second to first in the Premier League, or you're trying to jump from a semi-final in the Champions League to winning the competition, picking players to do that, extremely tough. Because you're looking for the elite of the elite. We're just looking for players to come in and do the basics and be competent. And I rate Cunha. That's why Cunha is a smart deal. That's why Mbeumo is a smart deal. That's why Gyokeres is a smart deal. That's why Ekitike at the right price is a smart deal. Same with Osherman. Same with the Mattel. Same with the Duran. Same with Emi Martinez. I seen we got linked again to, what's his name, South American guy, Rios. We got linked to him. Cool, I've watched him. I believe he played in Copa America. I can't remember what South American country he's from. Thinking it's Colombia. But I watched him because Colombia did play well. He played well. It's not tough to be better than what these players are. It's really, really not. And it's just, again, the basics, like I said. So that's pretty much my thoughts on Gyokeres. To Daz, yes, Veta will be on shortly. Veta will be on shortly. I already spoke to him. Yeah, I was right. It's Colombia. I was right. I was spot on. Yeah, I thought it was. And big up to Mohammed, says big up Flawless, like and sub to this fantastic channel, people. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I love this, Flawless. Just being competent. That's it, though, Pops. People act like Manchester United are just a player away from going to win the Champions League. Like if we don't get Gyokeres, or if we were not to get Mbeumo, it's the end of the world. Disappointing. Yes, I was disappointed we didn't get the lap. But the crash outs from United fans and the crash outs from rival fans, which I understand from rival fans to an extent, but you don't even have to over exaggerate as a rival fan. Manchester United are dreadful. Yeah. Flawless Fab News never told Victor rejected all fans taking information wrongly. Fab told he chose Arsenal, but if Arsenal won't want him, he'll join United. But that is rejection. Say if me and you are both approach a girl not at the same time, at separate times on the same day, and she agrees to go out on a date with you, but says no to me, guess what? I got rejected. Like, what we doing here? So that is it. With that, he knows there's a reason he had to tweet that back out, because he could have done it straight away. He got wrong information. Man. Go and check Fabrizio Romano's tweet, the initial tweet, and then go check his tweet today. There's a reason why he said what he said today. He had to backtrack, and it happens. You get information wrong. I'm not even saying that he's necessarily going to join us or he prefers us, but again, like a lot of journalists and just a lot of people talking on transfers just don't know what they're talking about. Big up Nephew in the cut as well. Big up to Mike who says, yo, big up my favorite show. Appreciate it, Mike. Big up, man. Big up each and every time. Let me get to some more of these starred comments. Veta's here as well, people, so I bring him in a second. I believe he's just setting up. You know what he's doing, man. He's doing his hair and makeup. You know, he's like, all right, these dark-skinned brothers, him, months, I'm telling you, man. Divas. All right, let's see what's going on here. This is news. Yeah, I did hear about this actually. Napoli are continuing to work to sign Jadon Sancho, but Manchester United asking price for him remains high. That's from Damasio. Cool. If we're smart, swap deal with Osherman. They are interested in Garnacho. Now the reports say that they're interested in Sancho. Why don't we just do a swap deal? Why? I'm at a loss. Why not? Big up to Vader in the cut as well. Yes, Vader. What are you saying, man? You good?
Yo, you know what it is. You know what it is. Apologies. Good things come to those who wait. And you waited, and now you got good things. And Flawless and myself, you know what it is.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Vader Games.
Yo, large up, everybody. Large up. If you're on the listening platforms, do the damn thing. Get over to YouTube. Get over to YouTube. Flawless is back in the dungeon. He's back in the darkness. You got to see it. You're listening, but you don't get to see it. He's back in the darkness. It's not the nice, bright, sunlight, all white studio. He's back. And listen, we got a few things to talk about. I like how he titled today's stream. I like how the energy's been. I mean, it's a transfer window, but then it's also the Club World Cup. So much to talk about. I mean, we're going to talk about our clubs, and obviously we're going to be talking about the rivals because I'm seeing a lot of.
Of course, we're going to talk about the rivals.
We got to talk about the rivals. I'm seeing a lot of switch ups. I'm seeing a lot of rebranding. I'm seeing a lot of, you know what? I'm seeing a lot of remixes. You know? I'm seeing a lot of wheel up. I'm seeing way too much. So we're gonna have to address it. Don't
worry, Pops, we're gonna get to this as well, man.
What Pops gotta say? What Pops gotta say?
He said apparently the Prem needs Manchester City.
Oh, that's a fact, Pops. That's a fact. Listen, you Pops, you know this. Barnes, you know this. Liverpool fans, look, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one, and this is not only content creators. They talked about last season being boring. Now, I'm not making this up. Flawless. You heard it. Maybe you didn't say it yourself. But you heard,
it was in regards to a competition perspective because it was done
out. Whoa. You don't have to refine it. You don't have to. You don't have to do all that. You just have to say it wasn't. Don't give me the fine print. Don't give me the fine print. Last season,
it was boring.
Thank you. Leave it right there. You don't need to do all the extra stuff. Don't spice it up. Last season was boring.
Yeah, but if you lot do that this season, it's just the same. It's not a question of
you lot.
I'm talking about City. Say you lot run away with the league and it's
don't do that. No.
Don't do what?
No, you're a man. You're a man of logic. You're a man of facts, right?
Yeah.
We've ran away with the league before.
Yeah, and it
wasn't boring. No. Go back. No. We did not see a drop in viewership when City ran away with the league. Let's not do that. We're going to deal with facts, and the rivals don't want to hear it, right? The rivals, especially the rivals.
Wait. What was the relegation scrap was better, correct? Everything was done this season. That's why it was dead.
Wait.
And even the top 4 race, which is normally inconsistent, was also dreadful. You had you lot 1 in 13, Chelsea 1 in 10. All there, like that's what it was. The quality dropped up, but one thing is, I think the quality will be much better. I think it's a combination of things. One, the relegation, the lack of like everything being done. So the top of the table was done early, the bottom of the table was done early, and the quality overall that's as bad as it's been for a minute.
Hilarious.
It was though, like everybody, like
I didn't need all that fine print. I specifically said I don't need that extra detail. Was last season?
Just saying. The point is, I'm making.
I don't want you to just say.
No, I'm saying no because you trying to hype up. Like no,
I'm not hyping. I didn't even see it yet.
If this is wild, I know you well enough, so I'm telegraphing it already. It's not about because you said, oh, it needs City. Let's say hypothetically, this season coming. You do what Liverpool did, and everything else goes the same. Viewership's gonna be terrible.
Nah, man, we can't do this what if stuff. This is what I didn't want to get to. I didn't want to get to the what ifs if this were to happen. All we can go off of is what did happen. All right, Flawless. What did happen was Liverpool winning this Prem, and this season happened to show a drop in viewership.
Yeah,
that's what we got to look at, right?
But yeah, that is true. But that's not.
I don't want that. No, I don't want that. No. I'm talking over
Actually,
you. I don't
we
want
take
that.
credit for that because we were this bad. That's why. Because we know that we were.
Now he wants to make it about him.
Facts. If we being really real, that's the story. If you really want to be honest, that's just that we was bad. We was bad, and you lot couldn't carry, and everybody else couldn't carry it. You lot couldn't carry it. You know, like in NBA, you see how the NBA Finals is down right now. That's you lot and Liverpool.
This is why we got problems.
You lot are the Pacers and the.
This is why we got problems. Viewers, everybody in the chat, hit that like button because your Wallace is getting exposed right now. Everybody hit the like button in the chat. Listen.
Do you want to be the Pacers or the Thunder? Who do you want to be, man?
No, I wanted us to have a conversation, right?
Okay,
I wanted to have a conversation.
Right, sorry,
right? Man them. But before Flawless, he can't help himself. He can't help himself. Before he allows me to take the proper shots at Liverpool, he takes a shot at me. He wants to say it has nothing to do with City. Before I even got a chance, I didn't even get a chance to swing. He held my elbow back. He held my arm back. Pops, Barnes, you see what we deal with. So when he wants to do the crossover show, I already know it's 1v3.
No, I got your back. Yeah. Forget them two. I've been talking too much. They're OGs, but yeah. We got to team up for them for the greater good.
Oh, now we're team. Okay,
yeah, now we're team up. We teamed up when Lex and everyone tried to jump you on the Q&A. I had your back, man. I was there with you.
you what?
I had your back, yo. What you talking
about? Go back and watch the show. That is absolutely not true. You're gonna force me to go back and clip it up. Now I'm gonna have to go back and clip it up. Flawless trying to talk, but he had my back. Listen, Flawless saw. He saw Lex. He saw Lex get all. You know how Lex gets all comfortable. He gets to the screen and he's got the microphone, and he wasn't even eating. This isn't relaxed Lex where he's having a meal. Lex got up and Lex was ready for the kill. He was throwing haymakers, uppercuts. He was ready. What is
you know what? But you're elusive, man. You're calm, man. You know what I'm saying? You're elusive.
I like to be elusive 1v1, but then I got Flawless a few chime ins here and there, or pushing me back into that friend that pushes you back into the fight. Let me gather myself a little bit. Flawless is pushing me back in. Listen, I just wanted to talk about Liverpool and this title. And before I could even get the flow going, right? Could even get my scheme going. Before I could get my scheme going, Flawless is out there. Listen, I'm gonna stop you right there. It has nothing to do with the City. It has nothing to do. I just wanted to point out. I wanted to deal with the facts. TNT, Sky Sports, both reported drop in viewership, 10%, 17%. Right? I ain't making this up. Right? I ain't making this up. I also, funny enough, there's something about the law of attraction. So I started looking some things up, and funny enough, within less than 24 hours, there was a post with regards to most followed, right? The most followed clubs, and some want to dismiss it, right? Because it's kind of like the new era. But this is a difference in era. There was a time where people only relied on print. I know you young heads, all right? Everything was print. That's where you went to get your information. Newspaper, radio, TV. It's all changed now. Now everyone's on these apps. So when they talk about the most followed on these apps, it's significant. And I'm gonna do my best to try and find this because I do need to share it. But best believe, funny enough, City are more followed on apps, Facebook, Twitter X, TikTok, Instagram. Am I missing one?
More followed than who?
More followed than Liverpool. Not more followed than United. I'm gonna get the accurate numbers, but it goes Real Madrid, it goes Barca.
And also, the reason why I half cut you off at the start, because obviously I was watching your stream, so I knew what you was gonna say. But
look at this guy.
Was I not watching? I was in the chat supporting.
I appreciate the watch. I don't like that little. Oh, I know where the punchline is. Let me cut him quick. I don't like that. I'm gonna be honest.
I just have to give my team props because my team is just fucking about. But go on, carry on as you were.
Fair. The following is important, and when you have a club like Manchester City not in the mix, this is where you get the drop in viewership. I'm not taking shots. I'm not like Flawless. It's not solely on Liverpool, but when you have Liverpool kind of doing what they did, and in the fashion that they did it, it's not as entertaining. And their style of football, I would also kind of argue, wasn't that entertaining. They got their wins, no doubt.
Yeah, it was more controlling. They were
very controlled, and that's why I'm not hating on it. Slot managed a season where he did his best to risk any type of like injury occurring to his players. Also, the way he was managing these players, the way he kind of dealt with some of these cup runs as well, it wasn't sexy like that. And it's fair to say it's not a shot. It's just understand what's happening here. Now, when I talk about this upcoming season, I'm already behind the 8 ball, Flawless. I know within the title you want to talk Club World Cup. Let's get into it. Let's remind these people what's happening over here. Let me do it properly.
I actually want to hear your thoughts on it because people are very, very mixed with their thoughts on it so far. I like it personally, but that's just me.
Yeah, I respect that. Yeah. Those of you on the listening platforms, tune in. I just did a transition on the screen, couple graphics you guys need to see. But the trophy, the World Cup trophy, is a beautiful trophy. Like how they kind of this is a nice trophy. This is something where I'm like,
very nice trophy.
I want to go and get that. But I have to be honest with you, and it's not quite showing up. But I'm gonna say it out loud because my next show, I'm gonna talk about why the Club World Cup is high risk and high reward. The high risk is I'm playing and I'm cutting my off season short. I'm cutting off that downtime that my players could have short. So that's high risk, right? At the same time,
I ain't gonna die. I'm with this. Verma got me to it though, I'm not gonna lie. But I fucks with it.
Do I?
I fucks with it, yo.
You think You think I get more in than you?
Yes, definitely you do. As much as it pays me to admit it, because I can't stand it, but their number one up is you.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah. You know what? Maybe in a concentrated show I get more in, but because of the number of shows that you do, maybe you get more as a totality. But I do make the hour 20 that we sometimes 2 hour 30, but the hour 30 that we typically have, I'm on point. Efficiency, right? That's I'm like Holland in this mix, not Nunes. Efficiency, right? I'm gonna get as many goals off the minimum amount of shots that I need to take, and I'm gonna do that. Now, Liverpool have an advantage, and this is why I wanted to talk about this high risk, high reward. They just won the league. They can have the offseason that they want. They ain't this Club World Cup. They weren't invited. They're not a part of this. They're not a part of the luxury, the luxury and the teams with the heritage that got invited to this. They're not amongst them. They have an off season where they can take full advantage and rest up, recalibrate, think a strategy. They can do that. I don't have that luxury. And as a Manchester City fan, I am concerned from that standpoint. I'm also thinking there's a chance of injury. And I also don't like that there's some early scouting. There's some early, let's all watch how City play. Let's see what City are like even before like the preseason games.
Oh,
I don't like that.
But to your point, that's what happens when you're successful and you're in the Club World Cup. Because I'm sure, correct me if I'm wrong, you'd prefer to be in this competition than not be in it.
Yeah. You got to be in it. Absolutely.
That's what it is. And if Pep and your players are as good as we think they are, you should be okay. Maybe you're up to speed quicker because you're playing competitive matches. It's not preseason. Maybe your preseason, maybe you lot start off quicker going into the season because of this.
Those are all possibilities. That is a maybe there. But the thing is, we know that these games are accumulating. We know that we saw a considerable amount of injuries last season, and they're not like they're not devastating ones. A lot of them are muscular, right? So it's kind of like the fatigue one. This is where I am really concerned. I don't like giving an advantage to my ops, and Liverpool do have an advantage in terms of like they just won the season. they can kick back a little more, and they can actually watch. They can see what this revamped new additions with regards to Chelsea are doing. They can see, oh, this combination of Marmoush, who's obviously now having, quote unquote, a little bit of off season, getting more familiar. The likes of a Shirky, the likes of a Reinders, right? The likes of
as much as I despise you lot and Liverpool, actually, from a football fan perspective, I'm looking forward to seeing you lot.
You're looking forward to seeing City.
Yeah, seeing Liverpool. Yeah,
Flawless, you're not the only one. Last season, the drop in viewership, many were like you. They didn't want to watch that. They wanted to see City. So you're not the only one.
Hey, Vader, man, well played, man. That was seamless, yo. That transition to the shot was beautiful, yo. Listen. Yo, you might be better than me in this transition game.
Nah.
Don't lose the ball to Vader in transition. It's a wrap, yo. 3 touches, the ball gonna be in the back of your net.
That's crazy.
From box to box, it's a wrap. I didn't see that one coming. That was beautiful, yo. I said, many were like you.
I've been around KDB. I know how to go from just winning possession to getting on the attack. But no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. The additions.
Yo, man said it so serious with a straight face, you know. Many it is me being serious, and he's like, yeah, many were like you.
Was.
Sorry, go on, man. Carry on, man.
Where was that?
That's why I love doing this show and shit. Like,
no, serious. Many didn't like what they had to witness last season. They are excited for this upcoming season.
Yes, I genuinely am. Like, all jokes aside, as much as I despise your team and Liverpool, like from a football fan perspective, I want to see how you lot line up. Like, I think it's going to be one of the best title races we've seen in a minute.
I hope so. I hope so. We need it because it's not good for business. You don't want anything. You don't want any of your business to be. You don't want your business to be going like that. You don't. You don't want us to.
It's how you look at it. I couldn't care less about it, but I just want my team to be successful. That's just me. I'm selfish like that. But here we are.
I think from a business standpoint, for the sake of the league, for what we're all about.
Yeah. It's sharp, Pops. Said it's so much BS that you podcast on. But it's hilarious, Pops. You know it, man.
I'm not laughing.
And to Sayu said, yes, I will be doing the crossover soon. The reason why I've not done any of them yet, because I've been out like a past couple Saturdays, and the next couple Saturdays I'm not about. But I'm gonna sort about all the crossovers. Don't worry, man. I got you lot over June, July. I got you lot with crossovers. Don't worry, man. Sorry, go on, Vaya. Carry on where you was at.
We actually, as you speak about that, I'm just there's gonna be a few additional ground rules that we're gonna have to discuss with regards to the crossover. Because I went back and watched the show. I saw how Barnes and Pops were moving. I'm not gonna allow that next time. There's gonna be a few things that we're gonna have to match up, and we'll get things right. I enjoyed it tremendously, but yeah, we're gonna have to fix up the rules because Barnes was moving wild. And I don't know for a fact, but someone whispered that when Pops was off screen, he was scrambling and getting some ideas and some notes together. Hey, that's what I heard. So I'm gonna need, at the very least, both of them on camera.
Yeah, they'll be there. They'll be on camera.
No Pops getting some added info. But when we break this down, and the fact that Liverpool don't have the Club World Cup, Arsenal don't. Well, we know Arsenal don't have the Club World Cup, but the fact that they are out of this, and they're going to revamp. One's from a position of strength. Another one is going to try to get themselves back into it because they definitely don't want a fourth year in second place. That would be a terrible four-peat. A proper four-peat is what we did just a couple seasons ago. They don't want that again. I think that advantage is huge. And from a City standpoint, I do want to see how our players play, but I also know the slight disadvantage that occurs because the rivals get to watch. And the rivals get to say,
I see what you're saying there. I see it from Yeah, both sides. I see how it can be an advantage. I can see how it can be a disadvantage.
Yeah.
For me, I'd look at it from the positive side of things. I'd rather be in City's situation.
I'd rather, but at the same time, I'd rather all of us be in it. That's where it would be ideal. It would be ideal because I would get to see Verts and this whole new addition, Gyokeres.
But you don't want them. I don't want them getting off to. I get that, but you don't want them getting this. They could gel quicker because of that.
What? No. What? Salah's what? 32, 33?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about Salah. 33? I'm talking about the team though. They could gel,
I know, but
with the new signings because they got Gyokeres, they got Frimpong, Verts. They're probably going to sign a striker. If they was at the Club World Cup, they probably gel quicker. Plus, I want nothing for Liverpool. But I understand your point. I get it.
I don't know because they're going to have that. They also have. I don't have the Community Shield this season, so it's interesting. I would have just preferred, everything's kind of being balanced because in the same way they made everything balanced for the transfer window. So initially, the transfer window was really only going to cater to those that were in the Club World Cup to actually move quickly with regards to signings. They made it, the Prem made it blanket across the board. Everyone can do what they do. So non-clubs in the Club World Cup got the advantage of getting transfers, but they're not competing in the Club World Cup. You see what I'm saying? So I'm already dealing with a little bit of an uphill battle, but I take that on. You know what I mean? I'm going to say that. We'll take it on and move. I want to see, and we get to see these players play tomorrow. I'm curious. I have no idea what Pep's going to do. I don't know if Pep's going to be like, let me go with the tried and true back line. Let me mix it up with regards to the midfield. Does he even have Rodri start, or does Rodri come onto the pitch? Because no disrespect, we're not playing against a heavy hitter. These are kind of like, these are group stage games. No disrespect, but for what we have to play against, and maybe I'm saying their name wrong, but Auckland, a Morocco team,
right?
You know what I mean?
They're not in your group, right? So you've got Wydad AC, Auckland, and
Juventus.
Okay.
So yeah, combination of some seriousness. But this game, I'm like, is Pep going to go full strength early? Then maybe take some players off. We saw some of these results; they were wild. What Bayern did was absolutely disgusting. I'm not saying that I want to see that in terms of like a complete demolish in terms of being so unbalanced, but I do want to see control. I do want to see, superiority if I can. And because of that, I'd like to see some injection of new addition players or young players or whatever it is, because this is where, like, and you say it, if Pep is that guy, which we know he is, but if Pep is that guy, he's going to have to show that proper balance.
That's why I got my pick. It's because of that ball-headed demon over there that you got in the dugout.
Wait, I'm your pick for the Club World Cup?
Yeah. No. Whoa. No, it's a YG. Whoa. The Premier League I'm talking about.
You're doing too much right now.
Say that again.
You're doing too much. You're already doing too much. Why?
By backing your manager, who I rate highly.
You didn't just see this record signing that Liverpool just did.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't just see the exit of a KDB from Manchester City.
I'll say this again. I think Liverpool are building a very good team. I think City are building a very good team. I think you two teams as individuals and as collectives, there's not much in it. The difference is your manager over theirs. Because I think if you switch managers, I would pick them.
Wow.
Because I think and I rate Slot, but I think the biggest gap between you two is the manager.
I thought
I have to go with him. I can't give Pep the plaudits I give him. And then when someone's got a team who's around his close by, even though I think you are slightly better, but it's close, and not pick him. Now, if you had a team that was much worse, I'd hear it. Because every time Fergie had a team that was close or was slightly worse or slightly better, I picked him.
Yeah, I get that. I just thought with a couple more sleeps, a little more time to actually like think about it, that you might have adjusted your thinking.
No, it's close, but there's no adjustment needed to be done because that's the biggest gap between you two.
See, I don't think
there's a bigger gap. Tell me.
Yeah, I don't think the teams are that close. I think there's a clear advantage over at Liverpool because of what was displayed last season.
Cool. And like I said, even if you have Liverpool better, I hear it. But I still think the gap between the two teams is not as big as the gap between the two managers. I expect Pep to show why he's Pep.
Okay.
Or maybe Slot, like we said, Slot might be special. As much as I run jokes and all that, if Slot wins again, I'll go, hey, you know what? Slot, you're much better. We have to start looking at you different. If you go and pick up a Prem or Champs this
you know what's worrying me?
Next season. Well, what's worrying you? Go on.
What's really worrying me is the fact that, because we all kind of took our shots, we all took our jokes with regards to like the final year of some contracts. The fact that Liverpool secured the best, I think the best center back, I think we all agree to that. The fact that they kept Van Dijk, that's a huge advantage.
They got you center back, yeah, 100%. What, fullbacks?
But I'm so when I talk defensively, when I look at what they were able to do.
Run me your fullbacks over theirs, even though I rate their fullbacks.
Oh no, well, I think first of all, they were better than us last season, and they've strengthened. Okay, and they've strengthened. So I still give their fullbacks that advantage with regards to ours. Yes, we just acquired Ait-Nouri, but I got to see him play. Yes, they acquired Gyokeres, but they still have Robertson. And Robertson, as much as Liverpool fans kind of crashed on him, he still put in a shift.
You might be leaving.
So as of now, I'm just speaking as of now. They are improved defensively at right back, not as creative, but they're improved defensively. Because you can't get much worse.
Is Frimpong a bad defender? I don't know about that one.
You can't get much worse than Trent. Trent was on that pitch because of his creativity and his distribution.
I don't know about that one, man. Hey, Jez, let me know. Jez, wait, hold up. Jez, you're a Bundesliga watcher. I'm saying we over embellish. I'm probably head honcho of that with
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like man is saying in the chat, Frimpong's literally like he's a wingback. So yeah. I'm
he's
just
a
saying,
wingback, but he's still better defensively than Trent. He will still run. I've seen a 50% decrease in frequency with Trent running forward versus running back.
Yeah,
he's got the pace for
that's most attacking players there like that.
Yeah, but that's it. He's a defensive player. Or he was in a defensive role, but he played like an attacking player. His urgency wasn't there. And I think Frimpong's gonna be better. But when we talk,
so you saying categorically that Frimpong is going to be a better defender, better defensive than Trent?
He's going to be, he's going to put in more consistent.
You know what? One thing
don't switch it. Let me just finish this point.
We're going to switch it. I was going to say,
I already know. I know you. I know you're going to switch it. The fact that with regards to Trent and Frimpong, I think we're going to get a better defensive shift from Frimpong. Will we get the offensive creativity? No one's going to distribute the ball like Trent. But not getting beat on the far post, not falling asleep, not running back with half effort after getting nutmegged. That's going to be that won't happen. That's not Frimpong. That was Trent. Offensive, different story.
What I was asking you, Jez, is because you watch Bundesliga. Is Frimpong better defensively than Trent? Do you think he's a better defender? I have my reservations.
Well, actually, we need to stop calling him Trent. He's now Trent 12. All right, he's Trent 12. He's rebranded. All right,
it's Trent 1-2 defend.
Trent 1-2. I like that. Trent 1-2.
That's what someone said.
He's had some interesting quotes. I mean, early days over at Real Madrid. I'm not sure if you heard any of this or saw any of this, but man's already saying like it's a different intensity over at Real Madrid.
Oh yeah, because Madrid different. Come on now, we all know this. You know this. I know this. We all know this.
The man Trent 12 or Trent 1-2. He said the training sessions are high quality. And here the ball moves very fast. It's different from what I'm used to.
Because he's playing these crazy.
This Trent,
because Liverpool are a bad team, but Madrid got better individuals, so I get that.
This Trent is hilarious. This is going to be comedy all season long. Like I'm just going to prepare Pops, Barnes. Just know, Lex. Just know, Trent's going to be that thorn. He's going to be that. He's going to be that ache. He's going to be that back pain. He is going to be that toothache. He's not going away, guys. The fact that he just came out and said this after 20 years over at Liverpool, saying that the quality, he's talking, this Trent rebrand, amazing. And it's not only the Trent rebrand, Flawless. You know how many Liverpool fans have come out and they're like, you know what, we were gassing it. We were capping when we said that Trent was a good defender. You know how many is that,
it's what you do for your own.
Well, you don't do that for your players, but that's a different story. When it comes down to what
I do that, trust me, I do that for my players.
You do
I
that
do
for
that.
Hoyland. You do that for
I do
Hoyland.
that for my guys. No. You got.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. You do that for Ganacho.
Hold on.
Hey, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Hold on.
Hey,
Whoa.
I gave you two examples. 0 for 2. Hey,
2 examples. 0
easy.
for 2.
Onana.
Right, so
What about
pick a
Onana?
player
What
that's.
about
How come
Onana?
you pick a decent player?
Bruno. What about Bruno?
I defend Bruno at times. You just don't hear it because you be gassing him up. Yeah, I defend Bruno at times. I'm the one who says I have no issue with him in the final third. I'm the one who was saying when you was talking about there's no one else to play up front. I'm the one who said play Bruno in the 9. Are we just gonna conveniently forget that? So that's 2-1 right there. I'm the one that defended Casemiro, so that's 2-2. I'm the one that says that
Casemiro
Agate
needed
is
defending.
No. Defended Casemiro in general when he's getting criticized. I'm the one who defended him. The whole football, leave the football before the football leaves you. I'm the one who says, hey, Agate actually has a role here. Are we just going to forget? I'm the one who defended Euro when he was being heavily criticized. You want me to carry on?
How are you with McTominay?
Again, give me something to defend. I'm not going to defend nonsense. Give me something to defend. And even with him, I defended him. I said the entire time he shouldn't be starting week in, week out. He's not.
He should have been starting.
Not in the 6 because he's never been.
Okay, not in the 6.
He was mispositioned. No, 2 things. 1, he should have been starting because he's not good enough quality overall. And 2,
he was just player of the year in Serie A.
No, again, Serie A. That's it. Well done. Darmian went over there and did bits. Cool. I'm all well and good with that. Lukaku went over there and did bits.
Okay.
Ashley Young did. Happy for you. What did you do in a Manchester United shirt? Okay. They did use him back. They did use him better than us, though. That is one thing. Because he's never a midfielder. But back to the point I was making anyway, countless players but I'm not just gonna defend nonsense. Give me something to defend. Show me some quality.
All right.
Show me some quality. Man picked Hoyland and Garnacho, guys who went 20 games without a goal.
I'm just saying these are players that I think may be leaving, right? They may be leaving your club this season. So I want to mention them. I mean, pretty much I could almost go through maybe your starting 11 with the exception of what? Mainu and maybe Diallo.
Depends on what the starting 11 is, but yeah, I want them all done. But yeah, depends what the starting 11 is, to be honest. But you're really real.
No, that's cool. I got you. But the truth that's coming out now that Trent's gone. Trent 12 is now gone. They're talking about he wasn't this, he wasn't that. They were compensating. They were again defending their guy. That's fine. But there's one thing when you're defending your guy based off of game situations and some of these post-match things that we tend to do. There's another thing when you're then actually having that conversation about who's the best in the world, who's the best in that position, right? That's where it got a little wild, and that's where many Liverpool fans lost credibility in my eyes. But I think this upcoming season, as you're quick to say, you know what, you got City winning it. I'm still very hesitant.
Hey, quick to say, I just give my opinion on it. Like I say, man, I'm going to hail up. I'm not going to pick someone over Pep. That's crazy.
No, I hear it.
You got to be extra. You either got to be extra special as a manager, or your team must be clear of yours.
Yeah. So unfortunately for me right now, I see too much of. For me right now, I see too much of an advantage Liverpool, and also with regards to what I just talked about earlier with the Club World Cup, I don't like that. That's giving a little too much advantage Liverpool. But if our signings aren't done. And the funny thing is, I don't think Liverpool's signings are done.
No.
Flawless, do you think you still have City winning it if Liverpool end up getting Isak?
No, that's a difference maker.
Okay.
They get Isak and you get no one, then you have to reassess it. Because Verts, Isak, and Salah as 3 of the front 4 is absolutely ridiculous, and they're all great foils for each other as well.
Yeah, no, that's fair. You're balanced.
Then you have to, of course.
I got you.
Same way with you lot, like it's not set in stone. If I get new information, then I'm gonna take down. But same way, if you lot make a signing, I'm like, oh geez, you lot. Let's say you lot go and you're not gonna get him, but let's say you lot went to go and sign Rodrigo. I go,
okay.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Same way, if they went and got Isak and went and got Rodrigo, for example, I go, or they go get a midfielder. Dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Still all up. It's still all to play for, is what I'd say.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Sorry.
Oh, good, man. No stress. Do your thing. You lot continue to run up the likes, though. Just over 60 of you lot in the building. Run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Veta Games TV. Veta Games TV. Hit the like button. Subscribe here, Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe to Veta Games TV. Links underneath in the description. Also, Steve's live on the playback. doing this Ulsan versus Mamelodi Sundowns game, Club World Cup. He's doing that game. He's doing it in the Milan game as well. That's over on the Sarcasm City TV playback. You lot continue to get your questions in. Please keep them Manchester United or Manchester City related. I was talking on this before Veta got in, but yeah, with Jadon Sancho linked to Napoli, this is now the second player. I don't know how Manchester United continue to miss open nets, continue to miss one-on-ones, continue just to miss the blatant obvious. And it's becoming not even alarming. Like, just when you think I can't, like, just when I think, all right, you lot can't show your incompetence even more, they do with things like this. Let's say this is true.
What?
Just offer Sancho as part of the deal and get Osimhen. Make it work. This is the second player they've been interested in. Go and do the deal. I don't understand it whatsoever. Why are you confused about Vale?
Doesn't, but the numbers got to make sense. You can't undervalue Sancho.
Yeah, negotiate.
Okay.
Make it make sense. I'm saying they have a player they are trying to get rid of who's on the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
We have a player who we want to get rid of who's on the last year of his deal.
Yeah.
So does it not make sense to attempt to do a swap deal? I'm not even saying it definitely has to happen. I'm saying go and negotiate.
Mm.
That's all I'm at. I'm like, attempt.
You know what?
Hey, you like the girl, go chat to her.
I'm
not saying you necessarily have to get a number, but go and attempt to do so.
Oh, of course, yeah. There's nothing wrong with approaching. Nothing wrong with approach.
I'm just saying, why is that not the as soon as this info comes out, they literally have a player they don't want, who don't want to be there. We have a player we don't want, who don't want to be here. Both players are in the last year of their deals. Why would you not sit down and go, hey, you know what? Can we do a swap deal here somehow? Can we figure something out? I'm just saying, pick up the phone, get on StreamYard, Zoom call, something. Fly to Naples, have them fly out to Manchester, negotiate. That's where I'm at with it. I'm just baffled that, and obviously this is just come out, so maybe they will, but yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, Jazz, United think they on the A side when it comes to selling players. Just get them gone. Been saying this. People talking about lowballing. How can you lowball for some of the worst players in the league? Garnacho's literally the worst left winger in the league. There's not a starting left winger that he's put the Premier League sides, the relegated sides, back in the Premier League and line up all the starting left wingers, including him, all 20. He's 20th. Including the relegation side. Same with Hoyland. And then if we start doing backups, them man all 34, 35. Like, what is going on?
I'm curious whether the swap deals positively affect PSR.
Our PSR is good. We're good for PSR. We're one of the better ones. I think we're like 5th or 6th with it or something like that.
Yeah,
if we're negotiating properly, we should be all right. Because if we move on Rashford and Garnacho, that's pure profit. Because they're both through the academy.
Yeah, but okay. All right.
And no one you should be signing really should be that expensive. It's not like we're saying, hey, I'm saying go spend 120 million. I'm not saying go do what Liverpool did with Wirtz.
True.
I'm saying, hey, run me. I'd take a 30 million player right now who's competent. Cool. You've already replaced Sancho. Like we've got enough attackers. When you look at it, you got Cunha, let's say Mbremo's here, you got Maino, you got Xerxes, new striker, etc.
Let's not say that. Let's not say that.
What? Let's not say what.
Mbremo, you need to chill on that.
Why can't I talk hypothetically? It's half done.
Half done. You think so?
Done. I know so. Fabrizio spoke about this. He's agreed terms with us already.
But hasn't he slowed down? Hasn't he pumped the brakes a little bit with Spurs now with the interest in Spurs? No.
The reports came out again after that saying we're still his preferred destination.
Wow. Even after the signing of his former manager.
Yeah, Thomas Frank, he rejected them again. It's Spurs. What are you doing?
Wow. All right.
Again, noise surrounding all this extra stuff. Same way Gyokeres was supposed to reject us and didn't.
Wow. So
people whispered about that, but people shouted about it initially from Spider-Man rooftops, but it's a whole different conversation.
Gyokeres, Mbeumo,
and And someone asked me as well in the chat. Gyokeres wouldn't have been my top option for striker is Osherman. I've said this. Gyokeres would be second on that list, but Osherman is top of the list. But I'm happy whether it's him, whether it's Gyokeres, whether it's Sa. Really and truly, just go get Duran on loan. He's unhappy in Saudi. That's the move.
Wow. Basic
moves. Or Osherman, you go try and get him on loan if you don't want to do a swap deal with Sancho.
You talking about these signings? See a smile on your face, man. Like this, the fact that there's so close proximity of these players coming to, and I know you're frustrated with the this last comment on the screen with the Jadon Sancho and Garnacho and things
I just want these man gone at this point.
I hear it.
Going down of it, but go on.
But you kind of gotta take the good in the bad. Because Ineos, I think you're kind of consistent here. You've been happy for the most part with how they've been moving. So if they happen to be a little slow with some of these exits, I mean, I think you can remain confident.
I'm not really crashing on from that. That's what the concern is, because I don't think it should be. It shouldn't be slow.
Why?
We shouldn't be this slow, because we got business to conduct. That's why.
But hear me out. And for those of you in the chat, maybe you guys like to geek out, nerd out a little bit. But I think a lot of this comes down to July 1st. I think it's that changeover, that fiscal changeover with regards to the books and the whole accounting stuff. I think that might be why you moved quickly on Cunha, but maybe why things are dragging a little bit for some of those ins and outs, possibly. Or maybe it's going to happen very close to like
the others are, because we're saying we only had money for those two, and then it's all we got selling to buy, which I'm cool with. I am no issue with that.
All right,
leave these man on.
I hear
easily get bread for these lot, and you clear the wages, and then you go, all right, but we gonna mess this up.
How you feeling right now? I mean, you're pretty comfortable saying, you know what, you got City as favorites. How comfortable are you saying where you got United for next season?
Any we have.
No, as kind of like, or based off of who you're kind of rumored to. Like,
are we saying a new front three and that's it, or are you adding a midfielder into that?
Oh, that's kind of greedy. You want a midfielder as well? Let's say you just get the front three.
How many players you signed this summer already? Sorry.
Wait, Flawless. We gotta chill. We gotta chill.
I just asked a simple question. Man said I'm kind of greedy. How many players have you signed this summer already?
This summer I signed 3.
Okay.
I signed 4. I signed a keeper, a third.
Okay, so you signed 3 players. If you want to say 4, you signed 3. Okay, and you finished where in the league?
Third.
Yeah, and you're aiming to get back to the top, right?
Yeah.
And we finished where in the league?
15th.
Okay, and we're aiming
14th?
to get the 15th. You're spot on. We aiming to get higher. We aiming to move up the table too. So we need that much. We need a bigger. We need more players than what you need.
I'm just saying that's massive. That's some massive movement in terms of like back-to-back summers. What we're doing is
what is required. We should have done rip this up. This is an NBA. We need an NBA type blow it up and start again. These lot had us 15th. No back-to-back wins. Relegate, get these man gone.
All right.
So that's what it is. So if you're talking about it depends on what is all like. Okay. I want to get to it. Is Onana still in goal? Because if he is, that's a big problem.
All right, let's say as of now, Onana's here. As of now, how much better do you see yourselves from last season?
What, with just a new front three and nobody else?
Yeah.
So just let's say Cunha and Bremo on a striker, whether it's
positive goal differential.
Yeah, with those 3, because a new front 3, they match our total from last season as a team. Our front 3 gets 44 goals.
Those 3 will outperform the entire team.
Yeah, absolutely. Those 3 will get 44 goals between them.
Okay.
They'll get 15, 15, and 15 between them.
All right.
Which would take us to 45. We score 44, and then the rest of the team gets 20 combined, which I think they're capable of doing. So, where do we finish? Probably, I don't know, 8th, 9th.
All right.
But
then if you get the midfielder,
you got midfielder and a goalkeeper, then it's like, all right, cool. It's on. Because that's this whole spine redone. And that's what needs to happen.
Did Onana have a good season or not?
No, he's been dreadful both seasons. And then reports came out talking about this manager has a warm working relationship with him. Why?
Oh, you can have a good working. No. Yeah.
Why do you have a warm working relationship with someone who's underperforming?
Not your manager, but your guy has a warm. Yeah, he has a warm
That's
relationship.
that's why I'm so confused. But why do you have a warm working relationship with someone who underperforms?
Because the two of them get along. They get
Why do you
along.
get along with somebody who underperforms massively and cause you severe stress?
Is it? Does he really
We've
underperform?
watched you did what? Huh? Say again, sorry.
Like
You wanna
number
say that
wise,
again?
I haven't geeked out. I haven't gone through the numbers. Like, did he have a significant number of errors to
Yes.
cost you games?
I was literally week in, week out playing Onana mistake bingo. So all right, he's not made a mistake in the past 2-3 games. He's got mistakes on the horizon.
But and where did okay? Well, the chat can say
literally
whether
literally every 3
he's
games.
not Sanchez. He's not Sanchez bad. He wasn't Sanchez.
He's worse than Sanchez. He's worse.
No.
He's worse than Sanchez. I watched a lot.
Worse than Sanchez.
He's worse than Sanchez.
Nah, come on.
The only goalkeeper that's worse than him was the guy at Southampton.
Really?
I'm literally. They hear what I'm saying. I'm watching United games.
Yeah.
Where let's say 3 games into a month of September.
Yeah.
And I'm going, Onana's not made a mistake. One's on the horizon in one of these next 2 games.
Yeah, you're willing that. You're putting that in the universe.
I am smart. That's
you're putting it into the universe.
So I'm that powerful. So how come you lot ain't in Division 2 then? Or League 2?
Well, because I'm not counter. Because I don't counter what you say with Onana. I counter with what you say versus City. So,
okay. So my words only work for Manchester United, yeah?
No, your words work, but there's not a counter. Like my count, right? Like
there's people who rate this guy.
I mean, Onana was a good keeper going,
and he's been dreadful for. So my point is, overall, he's been dreadful for 2 years. Cost us countless times. The Leon thing just sums him up in a nutshell, and the fact that he did that was crazy.
You might take this as a wild take.
Definitely will, but go on.
I don't think you guys see success until you change stadiums. I think there's a cleanse, there's an exorcism that needs to happen at Old Trafford.
But you know where that cleanse starts? With this idiot goalkeeper. So this is from side. Andres Onana representatives held a meeting with Old Trafford figures last week, and the goalkeeper is expected to stay this summer. Although Manchester United could still enter the market at his position to sign a backup who can provide him competition. Well, if the backup's half decent, he takes his job. But again, this manager's persist. Like I say, it's like Amorim trying to just sabotage himself and get sacked. I don't get it. You watch these players underperform the entire time you was here. You watch these players underperform before you, and yet you persist with these same terrible players. Why? You did the same shit with Bruno. Now we're hearing about Onana. You rate Mount. I'm like, what is going on?
No,
what is going? Why? What has Onana done? Why? Someone please ask him that. I need to get, because he's a journalist. I need to get faster at Amorim. What is it about Onana that you rate?
We talked about this.
Go on.
Flawless. You can't put something up for sale and badmouth it. So I think that's what he's doing right now. I think that I don't think he's killing the keeper. I don't think he's talking so poorly about him where it's going to drive his value down.
I'm not saying kill him. Don't kill him.
But when he talks about having a good, warm working relationship,
he don't have to say, don't say anything.
No, but that's good. The next manager be like, okay,
don't say anything. How about just sell him? Don't say anything. I'm not asking the manager to say anything. Nobody asked you about. That's the craziest part. We ain't playing. We're not on no preseason games. What? No, don't say nothing.
No, he's
like Hoyland talking. Yo, unplug these man's mics. Nobody asked you shit.
You guys are united.
Like, nobody, but he ain't even doing press conferences.
Yeah, well, how are these quotes coming out?
He's not even doing press conferences. Journalists must be out. Don't ring him up. Fuck those. Or reports from the club, because the club will do briefings and stuff like that. It's probably that. But the overall point that I'm making is, I'm not saying bad mouth him. I'm saying, why do you want to keep him? He has done nothing of note since you've been here. He's done nothing of note since he's been here. You've watched him before you be dreadful, then got the job and watched him continue to be dreadful. We've watched him cause you stress by his mistakes. We've seen you cursing him out in Portuguese and English on the sideline.
Maybe he's coaching him up
countless times. There's no coaching shit.
Just coaching him up. Maybe he's coaching him up during this offseason, during this summer.
Yeah, in regards to it, the Amorim wants to back these scrubs. Guess what? You're going to go the same way as the last guy that backed these scrubs. Because the last guy, the guy who bought all these man, just got a big money from Liverpool and don't even want to sign him. That tells you all you need to know. But hey, whole different conversation. Because Ten Hag needed a goalkeeper and didn't sign Onana. He came and got Flecken. Why is that?
Younger?
Because he's dreadful. That's why. Because he's fucking dreadful. That's why. What are we doing out here? What are we doing? For those that have Football Manager heads in the chat, because I don't play Football Manager anymore. When I played Football Manager, if I moved direct from one club to another, I was like, I've done everything here I need to do. I'm going back to raid my old club because I rate my ballers. Unless there's a gap, like if there's a gap and I'm 2 years out the game or a year out the game, that's all different. I'm going straight. I did that countless times. Soon as not only am I going back for my first teamers, going back for my backup players, going up back for my players who, because my shit was meticulous, going back for my reserve players. What we doing? But this guy didn't come get his guy. All right.
Oh, damn.
All right. Okay.
That's crazy.
Look at this. Onana's younger than Flecken.
Oh, damn.
I didn't even know that. But we know why he didn't come and get his guy. We know that. Only one he's inquired about is Garnacho.
Now, when we talk about comedy, when we talk about this upcoming season, if Ten Hag is over there and is cooking, are you gonna feel a ways? Are you gonna like if he's over there and it's not looking like the disaster that it was while he was at United?
No, I couldn't care less, to be honest.
You won't hold the mirror up and be like, maybe it's not him, it's me.
No. What's he gonna do there? Like cook in what sense? Unless what is he gonna pick up Bundesliga, you saying?
Or maybe if
he picks up a Bundesliga, that's an incredible feat, but we know you're not doing that. So I don't know anything to worry about.
Goes undefeated versus Bayern, top of the league for
what we saying if he wins the Bundesliga, but we know that's not happening.
No, but okay, maybe he doesn't win it. But if he's able to the two times he faces Bayern, doesn't suffer a loss to them.
It's one-off games. Bayern went out to a Division 2 side in the cup last season. What does that mean? So do I feel away? No, because I know how it's gonna go. He's cooked.
How's it gonna go? You think Ten Hag's cooked?
Ten Hag's cooked.
You consider that a big job, though, right?
Yeah. Leverkusen's no minor job. Yeah. Okay. It's a big job. Right. Yeah, he's cooked. When I say he's cooked, I'm talking about like at the highest level.
But I'm just saying it's kind of like dismissing that kind of thing you said, like managers leaving United where they don't get big jobs afterwards. Like this guy's got one.
Well, he got one eventually. No, managers do get big jobs. No, what I said was they don't get Manchester United level jobs. Leverkusen's a big job. Let's be real. Let me clarify.
Nasty work. That's nasty work.
No, don't try that. When I say big jobs, you know what I mean. He ain't going Bayern Munich. He ain't going Real Madrid. He's not going Barcelona. He's not going Inter Milan.
Yeah, but those are...
Man went Leverkusen, man. We know what I'm saying. Same way, Mourinho went Roma, big club. Went Spurs, big club. But we know what we mean when we say big job.
If Ten Hag ends up at PSG,
he ain't going PSG. Never. They're not hiring him. Why would PSG hire him?
No, I'm just saying. I'm trying to get your gauge of with regards to
PSG are definitely there. You've got you lot, unfortunately, us, Arsenal, Liverpool,
Dortmund. What if he ended up at Dortmund?
No, Bayern Munich. That's the one. Dortmund are a big club, yes, but they're not Bayern Munich in terms of stature.
No, of course not.
That's the point I'm talking. I'm talking big stature clubs. Inter Milan, yes. Juventus, yes.
Wow.
Barcelona, Real Madrid, when we talking actual, like,
okay,
you become a legend there across. No, at Leverkusen, you do well. You ain't gonna be remembered in the game like that. What are we talking about? You don't go there and become a European legend. No disrespect.
It's kind of disrespectful.
It's not. It's facts. Tell me someone who's become a legend just being at Leverkusen, a manager.
Xavi.
At Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Xavi went at Leverkusen. He's not no legend now.
What?
He's not no legend. Ain't no legend. Xavi Alonso's a legend right now as a manager. Legend.
At Leverkusen?
No, Europe. I'm talking about across Europe.
Oh, okay. No, he's not.
I'm talking about Europe, where your success proceeds the country you're in. Did he do an exceptional job there? Yes. But we don't look at him as, Xavi Alonso, European heavyweight. He could be one of those.
Yeah,
and you know where he went to? Real Madrid, where if he's successful, you know what we'll regard him as? One of those. If he's
but if
successful,
he's not successful and he doesn't end up being at, again, like the big clubs that you're saying, I think he's still a good manager.
Oh yeah, definitely still a good manager.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and of course, the Echo Falls talking about Invincible in the Bundesliga is fantastic, but we don't view him as a European heavyweight.
Nah, not yet.
No, yeah, he could be that.
Yeah,
and if he's
I hear it.
successful, yeah, but only after this. Then if he stayed, and then maybe, and then you can transit. But it's like, come on, man, what are we doing out here? There's a reason Madrid came and picked him up, and he said, yeah. Well, yeah, back to where was we at? Friggin' Onano. I don't get it.
Do you miss De Gea?
No.
Okay.
It's like saying, do I miss my old girl because this one isn't working out? No, can't stand either of them.
Oh, that kind of happens though. You're like,
no, I don't. You might miss exes. The exes, I don't. I'm good with that shit. I'll miss exes.
Really?
We was in a bad relationship. I don't miss.
Well, that's if it. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah,
but sometimes
it was terrible at the end.
It was just, but it was a bad stint. You remember the entire relationship though. The entire relationship was a great relationship. No. What?
Yeah. Oh, it was. But the ending was dreadful.
Yeah, you had a
That's
bad.
the problem.
Yeah, it was a bad rut. You got in a rut. The
ending was horrendous.
Yeah.
The ending was horrendous.
The ending was so bad that you guys were excited for Onana.
Yeah, because we needed a new goalkeeper. That's what it is. Bring me a new goalkeeper. The fuck? What are we talking about?
Wait, so we got to talk about this.
Well,
these non-rejections. So you haven't been rejected. If the title
according
of the
show, to Romano, because Romano, who was the one initially said that we got rejected by Gyokeres, came out today and said he didn't reject us.
So he first said you were rejected, and then he then corrected and said you're not rejected.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And let me just get to this. I'd view buying at Leverkusen like Mourinho at Porto completely different.
Why?
Completely different. Just go Google and look up what Mourinho won at Porto and what Xavi Alonso won at Leverkusen and tell me the difference.
Wait. Hold on.
Look at their resumes.
But you're doing let's do one season dissection.
No, resumes matter. If Xavi Alonso won a treble at Leverkusen, we're talking about him in a different light. If he won not back-to-back trebles, but if he won a league and a Europa League and then a treble the season after, we're talking about him completely different.
Yeah, I know, but
Invincible with Bundesliga with Leverkusen is ridiculous, bro, but it's nowhere near what Mourinho did. Stop it. It's nowhere near the same.
I think it's because you're taking what's happening with what he did in Europe. Fair enough. You're taking what he did in Europe. Hold on. But if we're going league wise, I think even then, league wise, we would still rate Bundesliga.
League is cool. If we were talking soul leagues, I hear it.
Yeah,
I hear it. So solely in the league, I hear it. I don't know what Porto had done before, but what sets them apart is the European feats. And also, he won a treble.
Yeah, I got you.
After coming off a European and league double. So not only is it incredible separated, to do that back-to-back, as we always like to talk about, doing things back-to-back is extremely tough.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Let's not compare Mourinho to Xavi Alonso. And what Xavi did at Leverkusen, incredible, 100%.
Yeah.
But to what he did what Mourinho did, come on, man.
All right.
If Xavi Alonso sat down at Real Madrid and said, I'm the special one, we'd all be like, sure. What are we talking about here? Mourinho said that shit and we were all like, I hear it.
Yeah.
He had the resume to back it up. You just won a treble. It's like, what can man say? I literally just wanted, and then he turned around and said, yeah, comfortable is staying at Porto. I'm just the Champions League winner.
All right.
Yeah, it's a springboard to pick. Mourinho was already a heavy hitter. Xavi's not. That's the difference. Mourinho was certified after that.
True. He
was certified. Like, come on, man, what we doing here? That's different. Mourinho was certified after Paul. I'm gonna try again. We gotta respect like what Mourinho. I think because people see Mourinho now and what he's become, but like Mourinho was the guy, ran his guy out of his own ends. Let's not forget that.
Wait, what?
Yo, we know the story, man. PK said it. You ain't trying to face Mourinho again. All you do is go do your research. His player said it, man.
What?
You ain't trying to face Mourinho again. Had man stressed.
What? Oh my goodness. What did he do versus Mourinho though? You know what? We'll leave that for another time because it's not like Pep didn't do what he had to do.
I disagree. Echo Falls. It's he wouldn't be a cult hero. It's legend. And what could he have done at a big club? Because we've never seen nothing like that in the modern era and still haven't. No one's come close to what Mourinho achieved with Paul outside of the big clubs since then. Even before then. You have to go back to the 90s. You say from 04 when he did it or 03 up until now. Let's say 20 years, 22, 23 years. What are we talking about here? Xabi Alonso nowhere near what Mourinho did. Nowhere near what Mourinho did. Come on, man. What are you talking? Man, people can't even win European trophies now. Man won European trophies back to back. Double and a treble. And Xabi Alonso's cut, but there's levels to this. What are you doing here, man? I hear it. Mourinho's the guy and would have been the guy. But where was we at? What was we talking about? I lost. I forgot.
some of the signings, some of the rejections. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what you guys get over the line. We already know Wallace. And I'm not falling for it for this season. I'm telling you this right now. I'm seeing United fans already talking about top 4, top 5. I'm not falling for it. Just like I'm hearing it, but I'm not listening. You know what I mean? Like I'm hearing it, but I'm not listening. If these signings go across the line, it's gonna be interesting. And this is where, because you accused me of not listening to you last season. You know what I mean?
Did I accuse you of? Was I right?
What?
Did I accuse you of? Was I right?
No, I did listen to you, and I listened to others, and I compiled my information. I may have weighed some of the information that I was hearing elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to do that this season, but those conversations are saying that if you get the signings over the line, like you guys are fast forwarding the process. It's like top 4, top 5, just in terms of like getting back into Europe. Like that's the level of thinking. I don't think you're going to go so far.
That's outrageous. Yeah, that's outrageous. I seen Staffy tweet that. Someone said
Staffy.
No, Staffy was clowning fans who was talking about Manchester United doing that. Like we just signing. We need so much more.
Yeah, y'all need to chill. Y'all need to chill. Maybe have, and this is, I mean, I joked about it, but if you guys could actually tolerate, kind of like what Arsenal had to go through, like an eighth, you know what I mean, like a 5th, if you guys could actually live through that, I think showing that level of patience, you'd be better off.
We've had our 7th and 15th. Don't run me that. Just run me improvement. I even care about league position like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you go from 15th, maybe you get to like 10th. The season after that, you get.
You're not improved that when they're supposed to. If we're doing what we're supposed to, we should be top 8. That's if we do what we're supposed to.
Oh wow. Okay. So you do what you're supposed to.
I don't trust us to do what we're supposed to. That's where the issue lies.
Okay. So
if we do what we're supposed to, we're top 8.
All right. You do what you're supposed to, top 8. If you do what you're supposed to again, get back into Europe, right? So we're still looking at 2 seasons of where you're getting back into the mix before you're like, you know what?
Getting back into the mix of what?
I'm just saying. Hear me out. Because
I'm hearing. I'm asking to elaborate so I know what you mean when you say get back into the mix.
Get back into the mix in terms of this upcoming season. Do what you're supposed to. Let's say 8th. Let's be conservative. 8th.
All right.
Another season. Do what you're supposed to. Get back into Europe.
Which is 7th ain't enough because if we do what we're supposed to, we should kick on again.
Europa or Champions League, that like the minimum.
Which is what, 6?
It's all coefficient type thing. It might be 5th.
Yeah, but let's say hypothetically 6 is Europa.
All right. Okay. So you go from 8th. You do what you're supposed to. You get 8th. You do what you're supposed to. You're combating. Maybe there's a domestic in there or something, but
that ties into it as well.
You need hardware. I know, United fan. And then when you get back into
what?
Europe,
What was that?
no,
You don't like trophies, no?
No, I do like trophies, but I get it. I get it in terms of like calming the United fan base down. You got the trophy in there.
Yeah, trophy. Hey,
And
the
then-
amount of money we spend, yes, and what we invest, trophies should be there, yes, 100%.
All right, eighth, 6th, challenging for the league. So 3 years from now. All right, let me take away.
You do that, I'm just thinking about what you're saying. That's all. You pose a good point. That's why I'm mulling over what you're saying.
Okay. This is why we have the combo.
Yeah,
them linking up, talking.
Yeah, thinking it is. Yeah, we're talking like, yeah, you're not being fraudulent for once. I hear it. Yeah, it makes sense.
So flawless. In future combos, when I'm in the chat or whatever, I'm like, guys, be patient. All right.
No, don't tell us to be patient. No.
What are you talking about? No, why we have a problem?
Right message, wrong messenger, man. We just ain't trying to hear that from you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
You,
all right.
We're trying to see that from your smiling, smug face. You know what I'm saying? Right message, wrong messenger.
All right.
Like Asian pops trying to tell me that. I ain't trying to hear that from. Hey, scratch that. That's like anyone who's a non-Manchester United fan trying to tell me that. YG's in the chat. YG says it. Yeah, United fan. I hear it. I'll be like, yeah, you know what? YG,
okay. So YG's talking facts. He's saying.
Yeah, but we ain't trying to hear that from you.
All right, I'm not saying it. YG.
But what you are saying is on like an 8, a 6. I'd be cool with that.
Thank you. So flawless, hear me out. Now, when Omar Barada is saying 2028, thank you, thank you, Pops. When Omar Barada is saying 2028, what United?
You know what the problem is? You know what the problem is with Omar Barada saying that? Right. Again, the same issue you have and Pops have. I ain't trying to hear it from you.
He's your CEO.
I don't want to hear my CEO talk. I don't need you talking. What? Who's your CEO?
Flawless. My
CEO. No. Answer my question. Who's your CEO?
It's Khaldoon.
Okay, and how often does Khaldoon talk?
At minimum once every year. At the end of year, he sits down and does an interview.
Okay, who's Liverpool CEO?
I don't know.
There we go. Who's Arsenal CEO?
But it doesn't. You're United. Things are different over there. You're a brand.
No, things are different, but you don't have to talk.
You're a commercial.
Never mind. I have to clarify for this. This is just for me. I don't like you already. I don't
like Omar Barada.
I don't like any of your sort. I don't like the ownership.
Okay.
I don't like Barada, no, because we're a part of these terrible decisions. I don't like any part. Let me clarify this to you, Vator. I like nobody in our ownership.
What is
I like nobody.
Here?
I like nobody in our hierarchy.
Oh my gosh.
The Glazers side to the Ineos side, everyone from Jim Ratcliffe and not the family tree, the diagram down. I like none of them. I don't want to hear shit from you lot. I don't like none of you lot. Do your job.
I don't agree with
talking about 2028. Fix us now. Don't tell me about the future.
He's doing two things. Flawless. There, you see,
now, need to do things. Now you're doing too much. You clearly can't fix us now because
you're being fanatic.
No. Because so far your reign has been absolutely horrendous. Your reign has been dreadful. You have took us backwards. Since Ineos have took over, Manchester United have gone backwards as a football club.
Yeah, but that happens sometimes.
I don't want to hear that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yes, it was.
No, I was listening to the same people you was listening to, remember?
Yeah.
I was told how wrong, you weren't saying this to me, but I was told about how wrong I was and how the footballing structure was going to be better. And I need to stop being toxic and negative and all this rubbish. Now the same people who are saying that are now doubting Ineos. Why is that?
No, they could doubt Ineos because they didn't realize how difficult this restart
so you point the difficulty of the job. Okay, cool. You want to?
No, but it was always going to be a difficult job. But you don't go like
not difficult. Not sacking Ten Hag. That's not a difficult decision.
Who came out and said that you got to weather the storm? There's going to be a storm coming. Who told you that?
The manager said that.
Okay, so the manager saw that coming.
Wait, was Ineos not here before the manager?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not talking about what the manager said or anything like that. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about you had easy decisions to make, and you lot messed up.
Yes, but
and have messed up multiple easy decisions.
Okay,
which has led to the manager talking about there's a storm coming You're a
Yeah.
part of that. You're a part of that
Yeah,
fucking
of
storm.
course. Of course.
But
But
see that storm that got whipped up that this manager was talking about. You helped. I don't know how you do. You like helped encourage that.
Yeah, but that's gonna happen. That's gonna
No,
happen.
it's not gonna happen. Don't happen anywhere else. No ownership no ownership's taken over and took a team backwards. Stop it. Name it.
Well, sometimes you got to take a few steps back.
Name it. No. We're not doing that. No ownership has taken over a club and gone backwards.
Yeah, but this is why sometimes I mean, you United fans drive me crazy because you can't say that you're the epic club that you are and expect things to flow like other clubs.
I'm not expecting
it to. You are because you're like, tell me another club.
I'm saying make obvious decisions. Nobody said I wanted it to flow. I'm saying make obvious decisions. When a manager is clearly failing, sack him. You failed to do that. You know why? Because you're incompetent. Because you weren't up for the job in the first place. Let me clarify this. Ineos were not fit for purpose from the jump. Wow. They were short from the jump. And this is now why they are failing. You know why? Because they are not good enough. And anyone with a brain and two eyes who had watched him can go,
it's so,
hey, you ain't fit for purpose. What we doing here? Man are talking about flowing and dude. I'm saying
so easy to say the ownership
decisions. Say again.
It's so easy because every fan base. God, I know I'm the exception here, but every fan base complains about their ownership. Every fan base says their ownership aren't doing enough or aren't doing things right. But
do more.
No, okay, but this is what I want to get at. Let's be balanced here because Ineos have made their mistakes. Yeah, Ineos have made their mistakes, but they've also done some things right. And I get it. Most United fans are going to talk louder about the things wrong than right. So when it comes,
because it's just that what they've done right is minimal.
You know, exactly. See what they've done right.
I praise them for that to the point. You know what I rate about them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying what they've done. You said what they've done right is minimum. What they've done right is easy, right?
You've made, and the thing is, there's mistakes, there's monumental fuck ups. Flawless. You can't make the mistakes that you are. Guess what? If you are working at Foot Locker, you can make mistakes. You know what your mistake is? Bringing out someone the wrong trainers. Guess what? If you're a pilot, you can't make mistakes like that.
Flawless.
At Manchester United, you are flying.
I get it. I hear it. But
you're not working at Foot Locker here.
Unfortunately,
I know disrespect to anyone that's working at Foot Locker. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
Go on.
Unfortunately, we've seen mistakes at large companies, at large industries. Like, unfortunately, there have been plane disasters. Unfortunately, right? There have been things that have gone wrong. At the same 100%. Time. At the same time,
I bet them people never worked. I bet them people never made them decisions again. I bet it was not in place. These people are still in place. And I bet if you look at the people who made those decisions, they had a resume as to why they was there. They have no resume that makes them they should be at Manchester United. They've done nothing of note to be at Manchester United Football Club. Zero.
No.
I go one further. They failed at Nice.
Nah, man.
Of course. Would you let a pilot fly a plane who kept crashing the simulator?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so they crashed the simulator, but you're now they're flying an actual real plane. And we're having issues up in the air.
No, but to your point, I'd be surprised if they took the same people that were crashing the simulator over here. Yes,
they took the same people.
I know the entity.
They took the same people because they took Ten Hag. They kept him on after he crashed the plane.
And they've let him go. They made the mistake and they let him go.
Too late. There's already been deaths. It's too late.
Okay.
Let him go. It's too late.
Death is relegation. That's death.
No, when I say death, like I'm over it. I'm just talking about just having an awful season. So let's not death.
Awful
intensive care, ICU, whatever you want to say.
Okay. But it happens. Look, Exxon, oil company, they've had disasters, they've had problems, but you still fix up and you continue on. Now, what I want to emphasize,
the same people still in charge. I highly doubt it.
No, but Exxon is still Exxon. Exxon is Ineos. The other people doing the decisions, they've been let go. Yes. So this is what I'm trying to get at. Ineos are still owners who they maybe, and I don't know the insides like United, but who they are allowing to make those decisions, who are they weighing, who they consulting with. Those are probably being people that are just exiting out and they don't get quite talked about. But the umbrella, the mainstay, right? Ratcliffe, Ineos, that's always going to remain the same. Just like Exxon's always going to remain the same. But certain people are going to be like, oh, I want to say this with regards to United. And again, I know I'm the wrong messenger, right? Whether it's Pops or anyone else in here. Okay, I'm cool. I'm calm with that. I know how things are.
Go on. This is why you here. Go on to give the other side.
The 2028. The 2028. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna continue to say it in the chat. But I
get it. Yeah. 1 second. Go on.
I hope some like you or other United fans are like, listen, 3 years, that same projection. And I kind of just asked the questions. I heard you say it like, hey, we do what we need to do, 8th. We do what we need to do, 6th, 5th. We do what we need to do, we're competing, challenging for the league. That's 3 years. 2028.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So the crashing out, the maybe getting a little too stressed out on some of the slip ups, some of the mess ups here and there. You get to that destination on 2028. It's kind of like all forgiven. The same way, again, there's going to be mistakes that happen at all clubs. Look at Liverpool.
Pops okay, that's all well and good. You know what the problem is? I don't think we get there in 2028.
Well, but that's where you're projecting a little bit. You got to stay strong. You got to stay. It's going to be difficult. I can only look at United. Look at but Arsenal
you keep talking about it like with this if stuff. Like why am I saying if?
Because
why is
it
an if?
in the future? It's in the future. Just look at Arsenal. Arsenal had 8th and 8th.
No, it's an if, and they're still failing because their ownership's not fit for purpose either, and they will continue to fail because their ownership's not fit for purpose. What are we talking about here?
But there's finer things. There's less things to really have to revamp. There's less things it's more fine tuning because they went from 8th, 5th.
That's
and now,
all well and good. But because their ownership is not good enough is large in part as to why they are going to continue to fail. Why in my entire time of content creating, which has been 5 years, I've confidently said Arsenal are not winning a major trophy. Why is that? Okay. Because of their ownership upstairs that's not fit for purpose.
Okay. All right, but we'll see.
That's why you never picked them.
You guys are different. You guys are also different because despite your ownership, hey, I'm told this all the time, right? Despite your ownership, you guys won. So maybe the same belief that some of these Arsenal fans
because we'll invest.
No, but I'm saying the majors. Despite your ownership, you won majors.
I'd go one further. We're not picking up a
major.
But
you have.
No, we haven't. Not under Ineos.
No. Okay. Not under Ineos.
Are you talking about under the Glazers?
Yeah,
yes. Because we again, like I've said to you before, because we had 2 goats in two positions. If you bring me 2 goats in 2 positions, I hear it. We don't have if Gill and Ferguson were here, I hear it. There's no David Gill. For those that don't know, he was the guy who did the business for Manchester United in the last years.
He's the Edwards over at Liverpool. He's like the Edwards over at Liverpool.
Don't disrespect. Don't dare put Edwards' name.
No, I'm
Gill,
okay.
You know
in reference.
Oh, you mean what they did? All right, first. The point that I'm making is that I shouldn't be saying if we do what we're supposed to this window. I'm saying, I should be saying confidently, we're gonna get it done. Genuinely, in my heart of hearts already, I don't believe they will.
No, this is the arrogance, though.
If I was a betting man, I don't think they're going to do. And I'm not even asking for everything.
This is your United arrogance, though.
Go on,
I'll say this because my club's been praised, right? My ownership, my staff, all that stuff, right? You reminded me this season in particular. You reminded me about the last 2 seasons. You know, you told me about my transfer window. You told me about who I've invested in. As great as my club has been run and the people in charge, mistakes can still happen, right? So
minimal mistakes. Your ownership has had more pluses than negatives. When did your ownership take over again?
Plus, we do this all the time.
No, I know because we have to. When did your ownership take over again? We do. When did your ownership take over again? Hey, chat, let me know. It's the City. There's one of you City fans in the chat. When did City own? No, we're going to do this. When did City own?
Do not give them that info because
I'll just search it. When did City's own? When did Manchester City's ownership? Okay, the Manchester City's
you're taking the combo sideways because it's not about when the
no, it is when the ownership taken over because they've done much more good than so they took over in 2008. So since 2008. Manchester City, so they took over in 2008. So since 2008,
So hold on.
Um,
Can I say this?
Manchester City have won since 2008.
No, let's not do that.
No, we
How
don't. We
long did it
can't
take?
do that.
No, how many years before we won our
So
first?
in
our first
2008,
trophy? 11,
we're
right?
gonna get to it now. So yeah, so here we go. 2008. So 2013. This is Premier Leagues. Sorry, 2011, 2012,
Well,
2013, 14,
No, count the FA Cup.
17, 18. Now I'm gonna count them all. I'm gonna go through them all. So 2011, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 18, 19, 2021, 21, 22, 22, 23,
Why are we
23,
doing that?
24. So that's 8 Premier League titles they brought me. FA Cups, they brought me 1, 10, 11, 18, 19, 22, 23. So that's 3. League Cups, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21. And you brought me 6 League Cups. And also, and 22, 23, the Champions League as well.
Okay.
Here's the difference with your ownership that I remember. Because obviously United, we was battling you lot. We saw significant improvement. Significant instantly.
Okay.
You could clearly see that, hey, you know what? City are on the way here.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking for is improvement.
Okay.
And you've took us backwards.
All right. So
now your horrendous decision making.
Forgive me. This is Ineos' second season, right?
Second season. When did they take over?
It was a mid-season thing.
Yeah, it was mid-season last summer. So yeah, it's their second season. Yeah.
All right. So this is their second season. Look, my new ownership didn't give me an FA Cup until 3 seasons in.
Well, we watched significant improvement. Your trajectory was heading there.
Yeah, but there's improvement in trophies.
No. There was an improvement on the pitch. You can't tell me what I watched. We all watched Manchester City get better.
Okay.
So
that's
it was
fine.
an improvement. So I'm saying get better. We was bad. You took us backwards. I don't understand why this is hard to comprehend.
No,
they took us backwards.
No, I get that, but
with shocking decision making because they're not fit for purpose in the first place.
Oh my gosh!
Like Lord of mercy, why is this? What I'm saying is correct, or everything points to this. But you want to argue me down for what reason?
No, I don't want to argue. No, you're taking it as me arguing you down. I'm trying to give you but I'm trying to give you a different way to look at it because the reason why I've emphasized it
that these lot took us backwards. Go on.
Okay, so because you keep dismissing when I said they one step or 2 steps back, right? They took you back. Again, 15th is 2 steps back. I'm not going to say 1 step back for 2
more
steps.
More than 2 steps. We'll go on.
Okay, but they took you back this one season.
Staircase. Right? We'll go
on. First year for Ineos. First complete year for Ineos. They made their mistakes. They've made tough decisions, and you said, well, the decision that they got right were easy, but they've made tough decisions in terms of some of the people they've let go, some of how they've now made you like more positive in terms of being in the red, all of that, right? So they made all of those things to then now moving forward. It's not gonna mirror what City did, and you can't always maybe use the best example of what a new owner coming through and how they significantly got better, and within just 3 years they won a trophy. But you have to kind of take it as it is. What's incredibly difficult is the size of United. You've got your own set of problems. It's probably a lot more different to move that monster-sized yacht than it is for the size of City, right?
Huge.
So
again, so it ties into what we're saying. You're not fit for purpose.
No, but
you're not fit for purpose.
The chance.
Do you believe Ineos are going to be a success here?
Yeah, given patient fans, I do.
All right, forget it because they're going to be here. So it's not a question of patient fans. Don't put that on the fans. That's on them. So you've heard it here. Veta said,
no, I think they'll be successful.
So, okay, cool. What I'm saying, they won't be, but all right, cool, and we'll be here.
I think their success is in 3-4 years, which I don't think. The reason why I emphasize the patience is because
we're going to challenge for a league by 2028.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Even though there's a chance this season we might not even finish top 10, but all right, cool.
But we talked about if you do what you have to do in the transfer window.
Again, this is where it ties in, Vate. Or I don't think we're gonna do what we're supposed to do in the window.
So look. All right, we'll revisit this just the way you do the preview show in terms of signings. But I want to say, I'm not ready. No, I'm emphasizing.
Well, yeah, back to it to what Barada. This is actually what Barada said. Can the team win the Premier League title by 2028? Of course, I firmly believe we can do it. We have 2 or 3 summers to build the team to start competing to win the Premier League. Nobody's saying we don't want to win it until then. We're setting ourselves our target with a specific time frame and to go and aim for. So they're saying that's their target. They put this on their back. They've said this, but then they move like complete idiots since they've got it. So whatever, show me. Stop talking. Do it. Because so far you've been horrendous overall.
But Flawless, you would agree that 3 years is reasonable. Like if they said
no issue with the time frame.
So if Omar's saying, listen, don't crash it on me every single day. I'm talking about 3 years from now, challenge him for the league. Let us go through the process, right?
That's cool.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean 3 years, there's still expectations here. Improve.
Yeah, but like the progression we talked about. Like
improve. Yeah. Overall, not just league position. I'm talking about on the pitch as well. Like eye test, stat test, everything. Improve.
Okay.
Improve your decision making. How about be decisive? Stop dilly-dallying. How about stop being incompetent? Do these things, but I don't think they're capable. And everything points to me being right. Like I was right from the jump. I didn't want any else to begin with.
So if you already think they're incompetent, you're just not saying you're Ineos out. You already think they're incompetent.
I've been Ineos out from the jump.
No, but you're gonna give them time. Like you're giving them time.
It's not a question of giving them time. I've got no choice. They're here, unfortunately. It sucks.
Yeah, but would you want to? I don't know, from a content standpoint, or would you want to say Ineos out? Like, would you want to make content to point out how poor they are?
I've been doing this. I've been one of the shout out to Nuruddin. It was me and him, even though we didn't work together.
Okay.
I was on panel shows. The chat will know, being told how wrong I was, and to give Ineos time and all this rubbish.
But it's only been
Ineos time, and look what's going on.
It's only been a season.
Season's long enough for me to gauge where you're at, because I guarantee you this: if we would have finished second in the league and was flying, they would have got praised.
Flawless. Let me ask you this.
No. Let's not do that. Hear what I just said. If we would have finished second this season and was flying, and everything would have been, they would have got the majority of the praise, and rightfully so. And I would have praised them and been like, I was wrong. But guess what? We went backwards. A 12-month period is enough to where I can get you. All right, I have an idea of what you're on.
What if they were fifth?
Same. Yeah, it'd be
six.
like, all right,
six. What if they were six?
Yeah, top six, yeah. It would like,
seven.
What, this season just gone?
Yeah, this past season.
Seventh now, because I thought it was going to finish there anyway, before you lot.
Yeah, so if they finished seventh, you would have been like, nah, that's we went backwards?
Nah, I would have just been like, it's okay.
Wow. Have you, so Flawless.
But yeah, I've deemed them enough. You want to give people all 3-4 years. I can watch something for a year and go, yeah, you ain't it.
Let me say this.
Go.
Because those of you in the chat, maybe you don't know, Flawless he's living a more peaceful life now, but the man was in the streets. All right. So Flawless, have you not had a first bad impression with someone, and then over time you're like, oh, they're actually not what I thought? They're like first impressions you kind of throw out.
First impression, yes. But that's
okay, this is the first impression season.
But no, that's a false equivalency.
Why?
No, because a first impression is not. Nah, I wasn't in the streets, by the way. No, it wasn't. First impression in regards to Ineos is your
the
first.
The fact that you answered that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's first. Yeah, I had to. This guy put a bad shit on my name. First, what's it called? Where was I at? Yo, this guy, Egypt. First impression is the first month. How do you do with your first? Is the first?
Nah, man, nah.
No, because you have a decision to make. You had a decision to make.
That's a very unique.
No, you had a big decision to make, and you fucked it up because you are incompetent. And then what's crazy is, because of your indecisiveness, and then your approach to replacing the fuck up was crazy. So no, it's not a first impression. I've seen you for a year. It's like you're telling me I've been on a date with I've been on 6, 7, 8 dates with this girl. I gauge whether we're gonna get on or not. Once we've been around each other 4 or 5 times, it's like, yeah, I can gauge whether we are going to get along.
No, but the reason why I made it, the reason why it's kind of different with regards to the club thing is because you got to see a few things differently. You got to see transfer windows because that's like
you have to.
No,
I
but
already know what it is with these lot.
But how are you going to judge? You haven't even seen them.
Apart from the transfer window, they've done very well there. It's the only thing that surprised me. It's the only thing.
Yeah, but it surprised you because of your first impression, thinking that they weren't going to be good at it, but they're good.
No, because I don't think they're good at anything. So you're good at one good thing. Well done. Props.
They're good at reducing waste, reducing club waste, right? All of the they got rid of the body language consultant, all those things. Like,
don't give you no credit for that.
No credit for that.
No.
Wow.
It's lowering a wage bill. Smart.
I think so. Here's the thing.
I was playing games. I was playing Football Manager at 10 years old doing that shit. It's easy to do.
Well, it's very different because you have to deal with people, but it's the one thing I want to say though.
Well, no, I had the common sense to go, hey, the wages is too high. Let me do that. I'm budgeting at 10 years old.
But it's not so much common sense because it wasn't happening with the previous owners. Ineos came through and did it.
Ownership were worse than you. That's why. They were more incompetent than you. You're just less of a jackass.
Okay.
Well done.
I want to say this. I hope that I hope we can see a level of, and again, don't take this from me, but if you can see a level of tolerance that United fans were able to show.
Forget tolerance from United fans. Again, that's another thing. Forget all that. Do your job. It's about if you do your job to a good point, fans will be happy.
But the reason why I say that is because if you can see the end of the rainbow, if you can see the end of the yellow brick road, if you can get to where you want to get in terms of challenging, look, 3 seasons, and look where Arsenal. I know they didn't win the major. You guys are different. You guys are United, okay? But within 3 seasons, they went from not being in the mix to challenging. They lost. They came up against City. They lost. But it could be different for United. But the tolerance, the patience that I'm saying is 3 years from now, what Arsenal fell short on doing might be different for United, where you guys could actually get across the line.
I have no issue with the 3 years.
Oh, okay. That's all that I'm trying to emphasize. Like,
I have zero issue with the 3 years. I'm saying fix me now.
But but the fix is an improvement.
No. Improve me now. Because you've took me backwards.
Gradually.
No, you haven't took me backwards gradually. We've been awful. Fix me now.
That's
what I'm talking about.
That's the impatience we're talking about.
Fix me now. I have problems now. What are we talking about here? We've gone backwards under your ownership. Fix me now. Don't tell me about 3 years. Wow. This is the point I'm making. I already don't like you. I already don't think you're fit for purpose.
Wow.
Fix me now.
All right. Well, I'm just letting you know
you're not doing it. You are not fixing me now.
Your fix right now is 8th.
You're not fixing me.
Are you going to expect 8th as a fix?
I don't think, and currently as constructed, we're not going to finish there.
Yeah, you'll finish there.
No. As right now, we just couldn't add it. No, we're not.
No, that's true.
Right then. True. Okay. So this is the point I'm making. And I don't think we will, and to go one further, even though I think we'll make signings, I don't think we'll do enough.
Okay.
With incomings and outgoings is the point I'm making. And then you hear shit about keeping Bruno. Nonsense. Keeping Onana. Nonsense.
Depth.
Nonsense.
Bruno for depth. Onana should go.
Onana he's going to start. We know he's starting.
He shouldn't. Oh, he might start initially and then get dropped because of.
All right. Yeah, he's going to drop him. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think so.
Sure. He's going to drop him. He's going to drop the captain who he wanted to keep. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe his performances are going to be so bad that he's going to get dropped.
Because his performances weren't bad enough this season for him to get dropped. He was outstanding. 3 open play goals and that. It was incredible. It was incredible.
I think for the betterment of Bruno's career, he should leave, but I don't know.
Well, he wanted to stay.
Yeah, he's going to stay. I mean, like you said, playing for that badge, a lot of players want it.
He's playing for the badge, but after the cup final said that he'll leave if the club if the club need the money. But we move. But he was willing. Yeah, man, but he's willing to leave for bread. What I'm saying, talk
for
about
the betterment of the club. He's not doing a trend. He's like, if the club wants me to go, then I'll go.
Yeah, but he didn't talk about his poor performance in that. I wonder why. Crazy.
What did you think of it? What did you think of his performance in the Nations?
Didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it.
No.
Did you hear? Did you hear? Like
I heard that. Actually, wait. I watched part of the final.
the final.
That was it.
Yeah.
Which part of the final?
He was good. I wouldn't say he was great. He was good.
Oh, yeah, that's all well and good. That's for Portugal. I ain't a Portuguese fan. What you telling me for? I don't care. Like again, it's like what McTominay did well for Napoli. Cool. You know what I'm saying?
This is good news.
Your ex is glowed up. She's with such and such. Don't care. It's my ex. Like, what you telling me about? You know what I'm saying? Shit that don't involve me or affect me in any way, shape, or form. Well, good.
Wait,
he could go win a world. He could go win a World Cup for Portugal. Congrats.
Wait, you talking about Anthony? Talking about Anthony?
No, I'm talking about Bruno.
Bruno's not an ex yet. What are you doing?
No, I'm saying I'm using that as an example.
Oh,
I'm using it as an example because I use McTominay as well.
Yeah, all right, cool. I'm happy for McTominay.
Yeah, cool. You can be happy.
You know, he's gonna be linked. He's gonna be linked up with King Kevin.
Yeah, man. But they'll do well over there, to be honest. Real Betis, want to sign Anthony permanently after his successful loan spell in Spain. They've had conversations with Manchester United to find out their position on his future. However, yeah, we know Veta likes. No, I'm not doing the Yardman show. My sourcing. Yeah, we know this guy likes runners up and all them things there. Where we at? Of course you do. I tell Ineos, you like failing entities and failing people. For whatever reason,
that's
crazy.
That's not true. That's not true.
There is. You back these lot. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. The funny thing is, when Liverpool were falling short, I recognized how difficult it was for what they attempted to do.
Yeah.
That quad pursuit season.
Yeah, but yeah, great.
That ain't easy.
Like Ryan quad pursuit season. What did they win?
Well, they won the League Cup and the FA Cup.
Okay, all right. Where was we at? But yeah, for whatever reason, I would say you can pick up these one-off winners. I like winners, but that's just me. Each to their own. You know what I'm saying? You can back Arteta and Ineos and all this rubbish. No offers have been made as of yet. There's expectation that a deal might take a while to complete. Probably, I'm guessing it's a money thing.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a money thing.
Because Anthony got paid coming to your club.
Yeah, just get the deal done. That's where I'm at.
You just want the exits.
Yeah.
These shows are going to be fun. These summer shows are going to be fun because you're going to be I'm assuming like you got Fabrizio on refresh. Like you're just
because the chat will always let me know. I'll always get someone will DM me. Anything breaks, I always get a couple DMs.
Okay.
And if it's really big news, I get multiple. I'm like, all right, shit. So I don't really have to go refresh it, which is salute to everyone who shouts me when the news breaks.
Nice.
It saves me having to search for it.
You're going to be tuned in for the Club World Cup?
Oh, yeah, of course. I've been watching. Yeah. Definitely.
I like it. I can't lie. I like it. Those that aren't participating have a lot to say. Those that aren't in the tourney have a lot to say. They want to downplay. They want to talk about it's an invitational. They want to talk about crowd and all that kind of stuff. Listen, it's an inaugural. That means it's the first time they're doing this. There's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some bumps in the road. There's going to be some blemishes, but they're working it out. And we've seen this. We've seen this in the Champions League format. Sometimes the group stages, they're boring. They're kind of like, all right, we know who's going to be winning this, and it's kind of like just an afterthought. What we're going to witness, I think, is going to be
as well. Just seeing what you said. Go on.
What we're going to witness is going to be epic when it comes down to the knockout stages. When it comes down to actually like those latter stage games, those games where like quote unquote the big clubs are all facing each other. That's when everyone's going to be amped up. That's when we're going to be into it. We've seen this. I know it's to a lesser degree when we see it in the actual World Cup, but sometimes some of these matchups in the World Cup, we're like, I'm here because I'm supporting my country or I'm watching, but it's not so much. Oh, this is going to be a must watch game. It's like that right now, and I think how they went about it obviously requires some refining. I think them thinking on the time of day that they have this tournament over in the U.S. on how they priced out some of these tickets, they got some things wrong. They over-indexed. They thought that it was good. They're going to have this level of interest or this level of income with regards to some of these attendees. They've had to scale things down, not because it's not a tournament of interest. I think they overpriced it. To be honest with you, I think they didn't recognize the level of football fan and what they were comfortable spending and attending for games right now that are kind of meaningless. And
no, man, shame you lot couldn't drum up interest like you drum up the ratings in the Premier League. But yo,
thank you, my flawless.
That's
Bang good. On, bang. Yeah. Exactly. So the thing is, City play tomorrow or today for you. I'm watching this game, and I'm watching this game to obviously see the level of entertainment, see the new signings, see the manager that a lot of people are tuning in. And listen, I should have done this while you were speaking, but being one of the most followed clubs means something. So when we have City playing and everyone's going to be in the mix, trying to see what this new city's all about, who can potentially challenge Liverpool. In my opinion, Liverpool are favorites next season. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this. So if we end up, actually, I don't even know how many. I don't know when we play again, but I'm gonna be in the chat to talk about the game with you.
Yeah, I'm doing a watch long for it. I'm really watching long for your game.
Yeah, so the thing that's killing me is part of it. I'm gonna be on the road because my son graduates. But
oh shit, love that, man. Yo, W's in the chat, smoke emojis, applause emojis, fire emojis for your son, man, graduating. Love that.
Yeah, it's gonna be
love
nice.
That, man, for real. Love that.
So I'm gonna have to attend that. So I'm gonna miss part of it, but I'm gonna have it recorded. And obviously, when you watch it, is it on the Zone as well? DAZN.
Yeah. It's on the Zone. When I watched it, was it on the Zone?
I say the Zone, but maybe it's the Zen.
Yeah, the Zone. You're right. It's the Zone over here. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna catch that as I'm attending as well. But this tournament's needed, man. Honestly, it's needed if it's just refined a little bit. The fact that it's happening every 4 years, I think it will add to that interest. Mm-hmm. And it's not that these players have to be playing every single minute every year. There's going to be that off year where they do it. And I do like that the tournament, it's pretty concise. It's like a month. Like yes. I was talking about this with Carefree Lewis. Like this is going to be done by like July 14th or something like that.
Yeah. It's like a
month. Yeah. I mean, Chelsea, City, you know what it is. Those other clubs, yeah, they don't get it.
So what? I know. Obviously, you want to win the competition. You think you win it?
Ooh. Do I want to win it? Yeah, I want to win it. Do I win it? There's some heavy hitters in this.
Facts.
There's some heavy hitters.
I know, man. They're your problems, mate. You got some big problems in there. So you got some big problems in the competition?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Yeah, what I said wasn't wild. You have some big problems in the competition.
I haven't even looked at the odds. I don't even know what the odds are saying right now, but I would assume Real Madrid are probably high.
That's PSG. PSG are favorite.
PSG after winning the UCL are probably right there. Barcelona looks strong, but
Barca ain't in it.
They ain't in it exactly. I think it's going to be the usual suspects: Bayern, and then us. Those four.
As long as you or Chelsea don't win it, I don't even care. But yeah, I think.
Wait, what? You don't want the?
No.
What? It bigs up the Prem.
I couldn't care less about.
Then we can say we've got the best league in the world.
Care less about that. I don't care.
You're a hater. You're a hater.
Okay, I'm Manchester United through and through, mate.
You're a hater.
You want to be on this whole? You wouldn't be the best.
This guy hit me with the mate. Listen, I take pride that only Manchester clubs have won the true treble. Don't you?
Say that again. Sorry.
I take pride that only Manchester clubs have won the true treble.
Nah, I'd rather it not be you, but it is what it is.
Who would you rather it be?
Man, you run United another treble.
Okay, it can't be you. It can't be you. Come on.
You know what? Just to piss off Arsenal fans, Spurs.
Speaking of Spurs.
Give it Spurs or Everton, one of those two.
Speaking of Spurs, I've never seen a fan base act like they've never been there before, like Spurs.
Because they haven't been there before.
No. They've won trophies before. Right?
No.
Some of them are old enough to remember winning trophies before.
No, this is the biggest trophy they've won ever in their history. They haven't won a
No,
trophy
no.
that's bigger than this.
Yeah, I think they won the Cup Winners' Cup. I think they won that. I think they
And
did.
then
I
even
think,
the Cup Winners' Cup, yeah,
but I get it.
But
Generation wise,
they've never been there before. When you say, "Oh, I've never seen it," they've not been there before.
but no, I know, but there's never been there before.
You know the guy who's never had a girl and then gets a girl.
Yeah, but I'm just saying but at the same time, and maybe I'm talking out of turn. Flawless. I'm willing to bet that when you reached your manhood, you weren't out there braggadocious. You were still moving slick. People probably didn't even know. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Acting like you've been there before, even though you haven't been there before.
Because I've got brethren who haven't been there before, and when it happened, gassed. Just around women just acting up, and it's like, wow, why are you so hyped?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how these Spurs fans are acting. Like, yo,
because they've never been there before. They just lost their virginity.
But there's a way.
Nah, there's no decorum. You just lost your virginity, and you don't think you're going to.
No. Okay.
And they lost it to a nice girl.
No. They knew they were winning versus you. They did.
No, they didn't believe so.
You don't think so?
A lot of them didn't.
Real. Okay.
A lot of them didn't. That's why they acted the way they acted.
I'm just saying, like,
and because of the terrible season they've had, you think about it. Imagine you that. Your life. Imagine you having a terrible year in life. Terrible year. You lose your job, lose your house, fall out with family, and then like right towards the back end of the year, you lose your virginity to a fire girl. Yeah, you ain't gonna act right.
Yeah.
You are not all those things, and you've been a virgin for that long, and then she's like 8 out of 10. You're gonna be like, whoa.
I hear it.
See, you know what I'm saying? That's
why. I don't know. I don't think I would carry on the way these Spurs fans are carrying on, but I hear it. I do hear it.
Nah, I get it. That's why I don't mind them doing it. They've not been here before.
And it's not even me that's really getting annoyed by this. You see how Arsenal fans are like, they can't breathe. They cannot breathe. Like, Spurs fans, and if a Spurs fan is in the same room, in the same chat, on the same stream as an Arsenal fan, it is long.
Yeah, yes, and I love that. It's great. Even though they beat us, that's the one platinum line into it, is that it pisses off them lot in the red side of North London. I love it.
But it brings me back to why they can't win this. If they were in it, they can't win this FIFA World Cup. Nah, that'd be Spurs.
Spurs. Yeah, I ain't trying to see Spurs win it.
Yeah, we can't see.
Well, if it's an English club and we're not there, let it be Spurs.
All right. I'm gonna do my best. City are gonna do their best to represent. Right. If we can happen to get into the knockout stages. I just can't wait for you
to run into PSG or Madrid. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be good.
Because you think it's like gonna be a really good matchup, or because
it'll be a good game and you lot lose in the end. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
All right.
We entertaining game and you lot lose. Yeah, that's what happens.
Right. Okay. Well,
what you predicting you lot? Are you still ain't answered? Are you predicting you lot to win?
I can't predict. I haven't even seen us kick a ball yet. I haven't seen this new squad. Do you know I signed flawless? No, real talk. I signed 4 players in Jan. I've signed 4 players this summer. I don't know what to expect. So I need to see what Pep puts together before I go out there and say I'm winning this thing. I am confident that I'm going to win my group, and then beyond there, we'll see what happens. We see who else remains in there. I did think these games have been entertaining. Chelsea managed that game like it was a comfortable. Although I was impressed with LA.
LAFC gave a good.
I was impressed. They moved the ball around pretty well, but again, the same thing. Chelsea were like, yeah, we're not over pursuing. We're not going to do too much. But I did enjoy watching that game. I did also enjoy watching the PSG at Atletico game as well.
That's what you got to deal with, man. Can't wait for that.
Yeah,
yes, PSG.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
That's going to be fantastic.
We didn't talk about this. Who you got? Who you got? Ballon d'Or. Who's your Ballon d'Or?
Dembele.
I agree.
Dembele's the guy.
Yeah. Can you give a top 3? You got a top 3?
Dembele, Vitinho.
You wouldn't put Rafinha in there? Yamal?
Yeah, you gotta put Yamal in there. Yeah. Yamal got said. Yeah, I was
am I wrong? Am I wrong to have Salah in like 5th?
No, You about right. He carried that team. He carried that attack.
Did he? Yeah,
The attack.
the attack.
He carried that attack.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do a show.
Their attack is rubbish. Come on now.
I'm gonna have to do a show because the media darlings, the Liverpool have been talking a little too much about that past Salah season. It was good. It was really good, by the way.
Wait, which one? This one just gone?
Yeah, this one just gone. It was a good season. But yeah, I'm gonna have to bring them back down to earth because their whole perspective, they think that he reinvented football. They think that his numbers were so special. I got to remind him of what Holland did. I got to remind him of what Holland did in a debut season as well. So I'm gonna have to do a proper show on that one. Let me do this. Those of you, because it's been a while, hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. At the same time, I know Flawless has told you my channel descriptions are there. Continue to go show some love. Always appreciate it. I can tell when I do see the numbers go up and I kind of click on these new subscribers on where they're coming from. So thank you so much for coming over here from Sarcasm City TV. Also, be in the mix because I did 2 shows last week. I'm gonna do 2, potentially 3 shows this week. I'm gonna start off with my 115, 1 question, 15 minutes. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about why the Club World Cup is high risk, high reward, and I'm gonna go in a little more depth. And then I got a breakdown. I'm going to have to break down on CIA. On CIA, I'm going to have to speak about these transfers. I'm going to have to speak about the intent that we're seeing from Liverpool, right? Because they're not joking around. And the way they're investing to win their first Prem back-to-back is something to be concerned about. So I'm going to talk about that on CIA, and on Why Always Me, I'm going to have a series of topics that I'm going to tackle. Some of it's going to be Trent 112. Some of it's going to be some of the exits that are happening over at City. That, again, the reason why I'm telling Flawless, I'm not that quick to say that City are favorites because of the difference with regards to squad, because some of the players are going to be leaving. And I think that's advantage Liverpool. But yeah, continue to support, subscribe to the channel. I'm Vader Games. Flawless, I've got to go. Prayers with the kids.
Oh man,
Yo, blessed to everybody in the chat.
Brother, man. Every single time, man. Blessings. You lot subscribe to Vader Games TV. Be one of the mods, one of the regulars. Be kind enough to drop Vader's link in the chat as well. Vader, blessings every single time, man.
Big man. Bless.
Big up. I know, Prime. The reason why I put Vader's solo on the screen is because he'd be pointing to the graphics on the screen so everyone can see it better. That's why. That's all it was. That's all it was. And Pops, yeah, I know you lot, I'll ask him next time, but about Jack Grealish and Kyle Walker's wages as well. Shout out to Vader, though. Make sure you lot subscribe to Vader Games TV. Run up the likes, hit the subscribe button as well. Please make sure you do both of those things. Shit, Jess. Vader's gone, otherwise I would have asked him. Obviously, me and Vader be going back and forth. Remind me though, next time you lot ask the questions again, and next time we'll definitely get to it. I do try and start some of the questions, but I'm a talker, Vader a talker as well. And big up to Dazzy who said this earlier, says my bro done your thing a Rancy show earlier today. Appreciate it, man. Big up every single time. And someone asked me as well earlier about like, oh, why are I like Indians? Just the whole Ten Hag situation. That sums them up in a nutshell. There's plenty more. There's plenty more. Let's actually, you know what? Let's actually start with the fact they did a deal to keep the people in place who have us in the terrible situation that we are. One thing United fans are all united on is how bad the Glazers are. And they did a deal to keep them at the helm. But then Ineos will talk about what a bad situation they inherited. Who was overseeing that? And the Ten Hag situation. The fact that the assessment took so long. The fact that they then kept him. No, they agreed to get rid of him. Then the piss poor attempt to replace him. And because the attempt was so bad, they went back. They then went back and replaced. They went and kept him. Then hired 2 managers to work alongside him and gave him more money. No, it was going wrong. Then took so long to actually fire him during the season. And then went and got Amorim and then put him in a terrible situation too. Even though he should have done better. And now we're back here with a manager who shouldn't be in charge, who's going to... Okay. Even the Hoyland thing, they making the mistakes of previous, like if we go with Ekatike. even though I think he's a good player. It was like, why go and get unproven youngster to lead the line for Manchester United when you can get someone who's a little bit more seasoned? List goes on. List goes on. Hey, big up Barrio, man. Actually, he was chatting about you, Barrio, that we're not seeing you in a minute. So I hope you're blessed. Hope everything's good. Because obviously that Colombia trip is on the cards as Sheik keeps going on about probably like 2027, 2028 or something. So big up. Says big up, Flawless. Glad to see your club in this state, but real G like you don't deserve it, mate. Appreciate it. Hope you're blessed, G, man. Hope you're blessed, young G. For real. But I think that's pretty much it. I think we are going to close out. So big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. Steve's live actually right now on the playback for this Monterrey versus Inter Milan game that's currently going on. Live on the Sarcasm City TV playback. He's over there cheesing with Kels. This guy got a big crush on Kels, you know. Because I was in the chat crashing on Benfica. Jez was in the chat crashing on Benfica. He crashed on us. Kels was running joke on stream. Or she was running jokes, running bants about Benfica. This guy didn't say nothing. Just smiled in her face. I never see him cheese so much. Smiled so much you could see his back teeth. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was over there. Did you ever see Steve just like that? Just cheesy? That was mad. Yeah. So you lot get over to the playback. They're live over there right now. www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv. Playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv or download the playback app from your app store, people. And the same way you watch and comment right here on YouTube, it's the exact same on playback, people. So again, www.playback.tv/sarcasmcitytv or download the playback app. Create an account for free, sign up for free. Same way you watch and comment, people, on the YouTube is the same on playback. So Steve over there cheesing. Yeah, he was cheesing, man. He was crashing on Benfica yesterday when they was losing. Jez, am I lying? Guy had nothing to say to her. I was like, oh, I see it. I was like, be your own people. Be your own people. Yeah. Sheik's on it, Barrio, 100%. Yeah, Steve cheesing over a woman. Fez, he truly does love milk. Yeah, man, you, him, and me are all one in the same, man. All one in the same. But all right, I think that's pretty much it. We are going to close out. Let me see who's live. If no one's live, I'm just going to send you lot to a premiere on the Clips channel if no one's live. So I'll have a look. If someone's live, I won't know. Give me a second. Hold up. Ironically, I'll probably send you lot over to the Vea one, actually. The Vea being fraudulent. Yeah, you know what? I will do. What's this? So you don't like milk? Is that what you're saying, Prime? Yeah, this guy was in here stuttering, talking about milk. See how Prime tries to lie. They don't like milk. See? You be your own people, man. Be your own people. Telling you, look. All right. Let me send you lot over to the Clips channel. You know why? Because we ain't released the clip in a couple of days. So I send you lot over there. Exactly. You don't like elite milk, but Prime tries to act like he's holier than thou. Yeah, see? Just on the street. Yeah. See how man tried to lie on that? Oh, I ain't the same, baby. This guy was stuttering all over the place. I can't remember what stream it was. Oh, yeah, it's the United Chelsea show. Sure it is. Talking about milk. And Prime's a fluent talker as well. Man don't stutter. Nothing. Fluent talker. It's crazy work. And Inter just letting a good goal against Monterrey. All right, I'm gonna head over to the playback myself. I'm literally just setting up this redirect. Final few questions, you lot. I'm just setting up this redirect as we speak. And we're too short on the Clips channel as well of 200. So girls over there. Prime is definitely a fluent talker. 100%. Hey, if it ain't snowing, I ain't going, man. You already know. Milk Luther King. The list goes on. Right, where are we at? It's literally called Veil to stop the foolishness, yo. That is funny as fuck, yo. Veil stop the foolishness. I'm gonna send you lot over there in a sec. Send you lot over there. And then we're back live today on the playback. 2 games. We'll be doing the Manchester City Wydad game and also Real Madrid Al Hilal. And then you'll get the United Arsenal show as well. So the Manchester City Wydad game, that is 5 p.m. UK time. So I'll probably go live like 4:30 p.m. And then following that, be live at like 7:30, 7:40 for the Real Madrid Al Hilal game, and then 11. Did I tell them, man, 11 p.m.? I think it was at 11 p.m. for the United Arsenal show, because we're not doing it in a minute. So yeah, I'm just multitasking over here, people. Right, literally just setting up this as we speak. Make sure I set it up correctly. Will that work? Can you do it that time? Oh yeah, it don't have to be in 5s. Cool. All right, just saying up this premiere over on the Clips channel as we speak. They are never going to stop the foolishness, proper crook, but a real one. Yeah, exactly that. This is great getting him on, because he poses the opposite side very, very well. Very, very well. Even though at times he's just running jokes. Like, why are you like Ineos? It's like, sure, man, you wouldn't accept this at your club. Never in a million years. Alexit there with the Rico. So yeah, we're going to send you over to the premiere, people. Why is this just not popped up? What in the world? Give me a second, people. And also, yeah, follow us on Spotify as well. Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, where you get not just this show, all the other shows on the channel, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling shows, etc., etc. Please don't subscribe to Video Games TV, man. Even though we argue in that's my guy. So make sure you do. That's family tree right there. Prime and Tony Clip for his March 9th predictions, where Arsenal will go ahead to Liverpool. We need that one. Hey, Pops, I'm pretty much sure you know the stream, so you got to let him know exactly what stream it is. But yeah, I mentioned it. 2 watch-alongs on the playback today, later on today. Man City, Wydad, Real Madrid, Al Hilal, United, Arsenal show. Thursday, you get the solo sports Q&A if there is indeed news. And then, of course, the gaming content. United, Chelsea show, United, Spurs show on Friday. Saturday, I'm not around, so I need to figure out some content for you lot. And then Sunday, you'll get a Q&A and, of course, the United Liverpool podcast Barbados edition with Beijing Reds TV. And there'll be more watch-alongs on the playback, NBA Finals as well, Game 6. They'll be live over there for that too. So big up. Love to everyone that's locked in. I'm heading over to the playback now. This has been the Manchester United, Manchester City podcast. Mandem United pod meets the Mandem City pod live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.